chat.
Go with Marlo.
Wait.
Before anyone says anything.
Fuck! Sorry, I instantly demonetized us, so never mind. It doesn't matter what we do now.
I don't even want to talk about it.
What did you do, Aussie? What did you do?
I yelled out the word.
But we're not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? The VODs are on YouTube. It's all on
No.
YouTube.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what I'm
this
saying is
one-
we don't get demonetized on Twitch for saying the word.
Oh. Oh, sorry. Was I meant to beep there? My bad.
No, I was just gonna see if it riled you up that I was doing it anyway.
Oh, that's fucked.
Oh dear. Hello everyone. How are you all doing?
Wait, what's happened? I've just been pointed out that apparently the cameras have done a reshuffle.
Oh, the cameras
on my
have done a
end.
reshuffle.
Oh,
Arthur
that-
Orblet is now a J, not an Orb.
Yeah,
Oh no.
there's-
Oh
hold on,
no.
shh, no one saw anything.
No.
How
Just
did you guys not?
Can you
did that.
leave me as Rudy Magic Hands McGee, because I have some things that I'd like to do as the cleric of
ah
this
no.
group.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
No,
yes,
no.
yes, yes, yes.
I have full and
Hold on,
complete control
hold on.
over the
I'm
lives of this
clicking-
group,
I'm
please.
clicking the button. I'm clicking the button. I'm doing a thing. No one look at me when I'm staring at my.
You hush, Rudy, or
screen.
I will use regenerate on you again.
What are you doing up there?
That is like the
No.
ultimate threat.
Fly.
You're truly the worst.
No, not you.
Oh.
Never you.
Never
Oh.
you. Hold on. Hold on. Who's supposed to be there?
Hang on. How did you, why do you have to do so much? It was just like a single click and everything was fixed. What? what's
Not
going-
for me.
No.
Everyone was in the wrong
I'm
spot.
sorry. I have a confession. It was actually me, Dio, who
Okay.
switched us all around.
Ah,
right
Use the
before
world.
live.
You used the world and just like
Okay.
just moved everyone around. Yep.
I
Yep.
did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone should be in the right spots on my end right now. Well done.
Yes.
Thank you, people, for catching that.
Yes,
Great
thank you.
job. Yes. You know what? Nana would grow a beard, though. She
Nana would grow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you would.
The
Why
question
not?
is,
Oh,
why
you
hasn't
lucky.
Cuddly grown a beard?
I mean,
Oh no.
and
Both-
now I'm
Pretty hot,
jealous.
Both
Oh, wait,
Josie
wait,
and
wait,
Cuddly
hold
have
on.
better facial hair than me. Oh no, that's just showing off. That is
Mhm.
actually
Suddenly dwarves.
Wait.
Josie
Hold on.
outbeards everybody here. Look.
Oh my
at-
god.
I'm
Josie
sitting
looks like
here.
the
When
full-on-
Josie does it, I feel inadequate with my
Oh,
friggin' beard.
shit. No, mine doesn't want to stay.
Oh
Mm.
heck. Oh heck.
Mm-hmm.
The eyebrow. Wait, hang on. I
Yeah.
thought we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, not Dungeons and Daddies. Come on, let's.
Dungeons and Daddies.
let's
You know,
let's-
there's actually.
Daddy.
I do know. Yes, there is a podcast. Of that.
Oh,
That
it's
is
We,
very
true.
good.
yes. Shrubby's correct. There will be, one day we'll play a one-shot where everyone is bearded bards.
Yes, I'm
Except
here for that
except
That'll be
me,
Maybe in a
because I
metal
can't grow
band
facial hair.
as well.
Well, fake it till you make it. Just take some of those curls, pull them all the way down,
Yeah, just
make some
fix
really,
it and then,
really
like,
good
glue
mutton
'em.
chops. No, like your sideburns. Just pull them down, glue them down, and you've got the best mutton chops.
I'll
in
snip
town.
some from the back for you. Don't worry. It'll be fine.
Yes.
No one will even
Well-
notice.
Or you could just, I don't know, put the camera in what's it called, horizontal flip, or no, like you make yourself upside down, and you're like, yeah, this is my beard.
Yeah, this is me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
What if I just
like
put it
that.
all
You put,
back in a
like, you put-
ponytail? What if I just like completely brought it back or something like that?
Oh, don't do that. That's too powerful.
Do it again.
No, don't do it, because we got the sick boy Roju here, and he's here for the D&Ds. We gotta give the man what he's asking for.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
So we're gonna get to it, people. We are a couple of minutes late, but it can't be helped sometimes. It's not a real stream without technical difficulties. We all know that. So welcome in everyone, no matter where you're watching, you're just as welcome as everyone else to come and hang out. Stick around, we're gonna be playing some Dungeons and Dragons. And I am Josie Poser, I'm the Dungeon Mistress. I run this game and we're coming dangerously close to 3 years on this campaign. Can you believe?
Lordy.
I can believe.
I can believe.
Yeah, I can
do
believe it.
in
Yeah,
fact. I
yeah.
believe in
Oh.
Dungeons and Dragons. I believe.
I believe, but
Kind of like
it's still
Santa,
surprising
but
me.
like can happen all year round.
Well, I
No.
believe in miracles, and it is a miracle that that we have not lost a party member.
No,
I mean, there's been a couple of deaths.
put that energy out into the
No,
world.
I'm baiting
Just-
this.
I-
I want tears on everybody's faces at some point at the end of this campaign.
We're
It's
just gonna
always on my
point
face.
out we're
You're
just gonna
rude.
point out the fact that just before we went live, Aussie did point out for the group that they are down to 1 revivify in material components.
We have
That's what they got
one
left.
revive
Hey,
left.
Rachel.
He also failed to check to see if there were any adequate diamonds to find in Ebenspire. There were not.
Oh.
Oh my god.
My
That
bad.
was the check that I missed.
Yes. But joining me today are all of the lovely players and my dear friends. We've got AussieDevFro, who's playing Rudy Magic Hands McGee, the reborn Grave Cleric. We've got Cuddly Raptor playing Nana Malivora, the Rock Gnome Druid Circle of Dreams. We've got Wet as Orb playing Arthur Orblet III, the Wood Elf Ranger Rogue, and we've got Roju from Participation Award playing Gerald, the Wizard, the Human Warlock Sorcerer.
Hooray!
Hooray! And last time we had a bit of a lore drop and shopping session. There was some discussions. We almost had episode 7 of Dramonia ER regarding an artificial arm. But luckily, Rudy was too petty and simply put the person into a forced coma. It was like, there, you're good now.
I really hope he is actually good. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel a
They're
little
fine.
bad.
They're fine.
They're fine.
They're
For like the
fine.
next
They're
hour,
fine.
they're fine.
They're
Yeah, they're fine.
fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yep. And the party also discussed what to do next. What comes next? They got a couple of loose ends, but they've also started fiddling with the idea of taking this battle to Jalira, the Fiendess, rather than waiting for her undead army to burrow through the ground and sink Ebenspire down into the Underdark.
I did forget about that part. Yeah.
Yeah, sinking is
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so we're gonna come back in. It is just after 1 p.m. in the city of Ebenspire. And the group, you've all been doing various things throughout the day, and just
It's cute.
you come into the Pavilion of Trades. You've left. Hold on, the music isn't doing what it's supposed to.
It was a little too cloud.
No, it was the background.
Oh, wait.
When you see
Roll up, everyone. Come see the amazing big top.
Oh, I thought you were taking over.
I just
Not know
couldn't
what's
help
going
it.
on.
The circus music took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be with the dark music in the background.
But it was kind of adding to it. It was. Oh, this is.
I don't think there's any
You
such
come-
thing as
You
circus
come into
music.
the Pavilion of Trades, and you do hear festive music playing. You see there's a
Oh.
gathering of people in the center. You've just left. You were in Ivaness Skysour's Emporium for, well, a couple of minutes. You did get some things done. You eventually left. But when you step into the Pavilion of Trades with a magically suspended canvas roof above, all the peoples in the market square have gathered. And you see what looks like a pop-up stage has been erected near the center, where you currently see a couple of figures You see what looks like two fiendish creatures. On closer inspection, you see they're just very heavily blooded tieflings. They got cloven hoofs for feet. They got tight corset waistcoats on them. Two of them. They got a deep, dark red-brown skin and hair and large horns. Like they curl back and around like ram horns, and they're covered in jewelry and gemstones. But they do not speak. They simply do a little bit of an act. They hold up masks. You see, one of them is a frowny face, and the other one is a smiling face. And you recognize these quite quickly as you see a little bit of mist pouring along the ground. You hear a familiar voice as these two are just doing what looks like a very improvised reenactment. Among the people, the crowd, you cannot see, but there's a third figure on stage as well. And then you hear, well, well, well. I didn't really think I was going to have to show my face to you all again. And she's stepping out of the crowd. Just like no one is really realizing, a tall, lanky figure with this felt, this like coat made out of what looks like a large feline creature. You see the little whiskers. You see the large, gleaming eyes of Atornar.
What are they doing here? What are you doing here?
We haven't done
Well,
anything.
I'm here for the show. I'm not here for you this time, to be honest. I'm just visiting an old friend who happened to be in town.
Oh,
Wait,
Why? Haven't you missed my company?
well, your company usually accompanied by claws and imagined murder.
no, not recently.
Well-
Our last encounters were quite pleasant, to be honest.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, but I
No,
remember the
no,
others
you've
more
all
stuff.
you've all been good little boys and girls lately.
We have.
It's
Well, that's
comparatively all in perspective.
I suppose.
Yes, but I am simply here to enjoy the little show. I was going to, as I said, check in on an old friend who just happened to be here, and then I saw you, and I thought, well, no such thing as coincidences.
well, should we
So
stick
no,
around
no,
and see the
you-
show?
I recommend.
What is the show?
Well, it's a little. It looks like it's just a little improvised thing. I think she's just in the mood to show off. Also, it's not often that she gets to spend the day outside.
Who are you referring to?
Well, the ringmaster, of course.
The
Cool.
Ringmaster?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Weren't you supposed to meet her?
Yes, we were actually. We were actually going to debate where we. This is. You're right. No such thing as coincidence. Would you look at that?
Wait,
Yes.
And
in Evanspire?
really like.
Yeah, she's
vampire.
just behind me, and like looking on the stage, you see this like very petite female figure is doing a little acrobatics show. She's like standing with one foot on this large ball, balancing while spinning discs on her fingers, and also talking apparently, but you can't hear over the hubbub. You're still a bit far away from the crowd.
Nana is definitely digging in her bags for snacks because you can't see a show without snacks, right? Like, that's
I
just.
mean,
the
that's
thing.
fair.
She will offer some snacks to whoever wants.
You mean Rudy?
I mean, also Atornar, you can't have all of them.
Hold on, my document thing is not But yes,
Okay.
I'm just being very annoyed at my documents not working. I'm sorry.
Huh?
That is
All good.
okay. It gives me more time to remember. This isn't our vampire lady. This is.
No, she is the ring.
It is the
yeah,
vampire.
she-
Okay,
yeah.
I thought that's what it was, and then I was like, can't she not be out in sunlight? But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just.
You're applying.
I'm applying
Real world,
otherworldly
yeah,
vampire.
yeah.
Yeah. Real world vampires. What do you know?
Real
Does it
world.
makes it
What do you
classic
know?
twinkle with D&D vampires at least?
Mm.
Oh, so she doesn't sparkle in the sunlight.
Oh.
This isn't
no.
the heart of a killer. Okay, just making sure.
Is there any werewolves?
Are there teenagers making really long, awkward stares at each other across the crowd?
I mean, if teenagers exist in this area, then yes.
Probably. True.
Oh,
Okay. Well, good. My brain has done good
Yes.
things then.
I finally found the thing.
Hey, we found the thing.
I don't know, what can we really get from a performance? I just want to watch, to be honest.
You just want to watch, and it's
I just want to watch.
as you get closer, and Atornar isn't like he turns around and looks like he's enjoying the show.
Nana's
Just,
gonna need to
like,
get a
having
little
good time.
bit closer, because height-wise, she's
Would
gonna
you like to get on
sneak her
my
way into.
shoulders, Nana?
Oh no, I wouldn't want to bother the people behind us.
If I got the name correct from my notes, is it Naira?
Yes.
All right, cool, sweet.
Do you know what? This is ridiculous. I'm wild shaping, and I'm gonna go sit at the front as a cat or something. Like, I deserve this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
no.
deserve this. I'm gonna be a cat. Nana's a cat.
Oh,
Yep.
bye, Nana.
All right, see you later. Wow.
So Nana turns into a cat and gets closer. Arthur's pretty tall and can look over most of the crowd. Gerald, are you planning to have a look? Rudy?
I mean, if I can't see from where I am,
I mean, you can see, but not all of it.
oh well, is it just me and Rudy left that sort of don't have the clearance?
Yeah.
Gerald will sort of like try and peer over the heads of people, sort of like get a little frustrated, and they're like, Rudy, hop on with me. It sort of just like pats the side of his broom, and he's just gonna like rise them up to like the balcony level viewing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, now this is the way to go.
So as you all get a better look, it looks like these two tieflings that are dressed up quite impeccably. You see they're wearing these very tight-fitting shorts that have the classic diamond-shaped patterns in a red, black, and green. They got those corseted waistcoats identical. You can see one has more of a feminine physicality to them, but their outfits are near identical. And their appearance as well. And they're doing a symmetrical, almost just like a dance to the side. While currently, this little young woman apparently is now sitting on this ball, and the ball seems to be growing bigger and bigger as she's talking, and she's just sitting perfectly still on it, and she puts her legs into crosses, and she almost seems to clock the two of you rising up above. and she hops up and lands on her tippy toes on the ball, and the ball is still perfectly stable. It doesn't move like at all. And she does like a very exaggerated wave towards you in the back.
Rudy waves.
Yeah, we wave.
We wave.
And she stands up and she starts saying, well, It is so lovely to be back here in the Spire. You know, I haven't been here in quite some time. Now, everyone, this is not a show. If you would like to see more, you can definitely purchase tickets. And it's like she's walking and the ball is following. Like she starts walking back and forth. It looks like she's walking normally, and the ball is just correcting itself to always be in position.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And eventually she says, if you'd be interested, you all need to come and talk to my associates. And they both, out of nowhere, just like do a flourish of their hands, and 2 top hats show up, one like in each of their hands. And she says, but before then, of course, I'm going to give you a little bit more. Do we have any recommendations? I know all the tricks you can imagine. Though I do say, please, nothing too dangerous. I wouldn't want to hurt any of the spectators. Anyone, you hear some kid yell, do a backflip! And she says, what? A double black backflip? But of course. And she starts walking in the air, and the ball follows. And she just starts like walking up the side of the air, and the ball is like following.
Oh my god.
She
That's
gets
so
the way
cool.
down. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to do 2, weren't I? And that one was front. Okay, hold on. And she starts like almost moonwalking in the opposite direction. How about that? Was that what you wanted? Oh, I hope so. And then she says, well, what else can we do? We do have some extravagant shows, of course. I do not boast to have the best tricks. And as she's talking, she sort of like pulls little handkerchiefs out of her sleeve. And she like, every time she pulls one out, she gives it a little whip. And it turns into a little ball. And she starts like juggling while pulling out more and more and more. Until she's just got the like almost 12 balls in rotation in the perfect circle, and she's just doing like minimal movements of her hands. And he says, wouldn't it be more interesting though if they were like, I don't know, on fire, and they like as she touches one of them starts burning and the other one
Ooh,
starts
I was
burning.
just thinking that.
And she's just going like, what can we do to add to this? Oh, I know. Hold on, give me a moment. And she starts doing the thing where she walks the ball up into the air, but her juggling circle of burning balls stays exactly the same while she's still juggling it.
Nice.
And she comes down and says, And as she stops, she just holds a hand up, and the balls like seem to collide and form perfect like pyramid structure in her hand. What else? What else?
Is there like a classic thing that that she might have potentially done for the kids in River Point that was sort of like the thing that they're like, do the thing again, you know?
Yes, she would do a jump rope without holding the rope.
Nice.
Gerald will call out for it just out of nostalgia, like, show us the old jump rope.
And she stops for a moment and she looks back at you. Oh, an old classic, but of course. And she squishes the pyramid of balls down and just pulls out, and it becomes this long rope. And
Gerald
while
kind of
on the ball,
nudges Rudy sorry.
she
Sorry,
starts
Gerald kind of
jump
just, like-
roping, but when she jumps, the ball jumps with her and the rope goes under the ball.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
And she's just going like, okay, this is very nostalgic. I haven't done this in a long time. Hold on. What if I have a better idea? And she just like chucks one end to one of the tieflings who grabs it. And then all of a sudden she pulls out another rope from her other sleeve, throws it to the other tiefling. And they start doing like a tandem rope thing where she's like doing the ba-bong, 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 ba-bong in between these 2 ropes that are going. And then in midair, she sits down on the ball and it keeps bouncing, avoiding the ropes. And she says, so, I heard a story lately. Come closer, everyone. Come closer, everyone. I heard a story of something horrible happening in Green Harbor. I heard hear me out. That some really, really nasty types moved into an old house. And do you know what happened next? Do you know what happened next?
What happened?
Before they could even... Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Oh, come on,
Apparently,
you
it was a
gotta tell
whole
me.
scandal. It was a whole scandal.
A
The
scandal?
mayor got mind controlled, and a crazy inventor made a chair with wheels, and all thanks to our lovely Vanguard of the Black.
Oh,
Everyone give them a hand, and all of a sudden, the two tieflings are like in the back, and they just grab the broom and push it even further up.
Oh my god.
And
Awesome
Nana, you get
sauce.
picked up into the air, like out of nowhere, and you're like,
Arthur sees all this. Does he notice anyone near him?
you look around. There's no one near you, but you realize that people are still looking at you. And as you look around, there's like over your head, there's like sparkles of magic that says like there's tiny miniature fireworks coming off of your head.
As
Oh, I
Arthur
love
sees
that.
that, he's gonna cast Pass Without a Trace and vanish.
What?
He's gonna go into hiding. He's like, nope, don't want this.
I will say you cannot make a successful stealth check because you are under the effect of a fairy fire.
You tried though. You tried.
Now,
but-
everyone, I know you're probably wondering, I've got what next? And sadly, this is it for our show. And she sort of like steps down with her foot, and the ball just goes like, he plates,
Oh, that's
and she's standing
so
on the
sad.
stage. And it almost starts looking like the stage starts folding itself up, like the little boards on the sides come in. The planks start folding into each other, and as she walks down the little steps, they also like fold down and in, and eventually they turn into, like, they start folding, and they turn into a little calliope
Oh,
that she puts in her pocket.
nice.
And he says, everyone, while I do have to go, please do not worry. Tickets are available at a reduced price for today's extravaganza. And if you're worrying about traveling, it is all included in the price. And then it's going to take you back home immediately. Buy a ticket, buy a journey, buy an experience. Just talk to my associates. And you see the tieflings again with their hats. Starts almost like, as people come and talk to them and you see they're talking, but the buzz of the crowd is getting too loud and they're pushing past. But they start taking money and like sleight of handing it away, and then out of the hat they take these little tickets. And Gerald, you notice that the tickets are magical.
Oh.
Nice. Who is holding Nana? May I ask?
You look around and it's a mage hand.
Oh, is it a comfortable mage? Is it comfy?
It is, and it's like you at first you're like, oh shit, and then you realize it's actually two mage hands, and they're like holding you very carefully,
Fuck
daintily.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna stay there as a cat.
Just like
And,
the legs dangling
yeah.
straight down.
And then you hear Atornar speaks. Nay, a wonderful show as ever. Alas, I have to go now that it's over, but it's been lovely. And she says, Ator, it is always a pleasure. And just like gives Ator her little hand, and Atornar gives it a kiss, and then just vanishes into mist.
Mm.
And she turns to all of you, as Nana, you're being carried towards the others.
Like, well, this is happening.
The fireworks over Arthur's head have started dying down, and she stands. She's quite small. She looks like she might be in her early 20s. She's maybe like 160 in centimeters tall, and she's got this black hair with a red tone that comes through when light hits it. And she smiles. So her face is very pale looking, but you do see a couple of like sweat beads that have formed on her brow, and I will say you've all got pretty good perception, and it does look like she's got makeup on to make her look paler than she might be.
Hmm.
And she wears this really nice, really detailed and decorated, similar waistcoat corset, but it's like incredibly well made. It's embroidered with a scenery of a circus performance, like as it goes along. And she's got this this poofy sleeved white shirt underneath. She's carrying what looks like a coat in her arms. She's got like these tight dark brown riding pants, for lack of better description, and really high boots with a little bit of a heel to them, laced like all the way up past the knee.
Nice.
And the hair is in a thick braid at the back. And she says, "Vanguard. Well, you know, my son has spoken a little bit about you, and I believe he relayed a message that I wanted to speak. And you, well, I'm a busy woman, so I figured you weren't coming to me, and I know it wasn't that long ago, but might as well come to you, do some PR, advertising, talk to some of the vendors, see if there's anything I can do to, add a little oomph to my show. Do you have anywhere we can talk?"
Nana will wiggle down and poof into Nana again and hold out her hand and say, "Lovely to meet you." And
How
Nana
lovely
Bora.
takes her hand. Naira. And just
Oh.
takes your hand with both hands and...
We could arrange a room in the guild.
That is fine.
Absolutely.
Is something wrong with your elf friend here?
No, nothing wrong.
Why would
I mean, probably several things, but
Wow. Counts off and walks away.
No,
Well,
he's-
the guild house, you say, and she just says, "Well, very well," and she starts walking, like, towards it.
And she
starts
just
walking.
knows. All right, yeah, we're struggling to keep up. Yep.
Gerald, make a perception check.
Oh no.
oh, sure. Let's see. Perception. That's 19. That's pretty
Huh?
decent.
19.
We're good.
You see the back of this corset where it has these almost like a panoramic of a circus performance along the bottom. You do see between the shoulder blades hidden what might be a Thalia Melpomene, similar to what Adornar has, where it's like a mask, one is sour, like one is frowning, one is smiling.
Mm.
But you do see this one also has two distinct coloration on each half, and it does have a third eye.
Ooh.
And will definitely ping for Gerald as a symbol of the all-seeing eye Nephis.
Oh. Nice. And Nana will kind of sidle up to Gerald and go, "Can you do that? The deafening, so we have somewhere private."
Well, yes, of course. When we get there, I'll set that up.
Now, where did Arthur go? And she'll try and find wherever Arthur is, who has gone on ahead, I'm guessing?
Yeah, Arthur's pretty much walked off ahead towards the guild.
All right. Nana will run up. Arthur, are you all right?
Something just doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is yet, but I don't know. Something
All right.
just not sitting right with this whole situation.
All right. Well,
Oh, sorry, go on.
we'll keep an eye on everything, and I mean, it's at the guild. You couldn't ask for better volunteers.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like we should go more to a bar or a pub and go into a room there. Too much things at the guild that could be. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, my gut is just not feeling right about this. It feels odd.
As you look away from Nana, you see Naira standing right in front of you.
Holy
Well,
fuck!
well
shit,
then
fuck.
where would you suggest we go?
The
I
pub.
just went this direction because you said guild house. We can go to a pub as long as we can speak privately.
Oh,
We-
if
we-
privately is what we're after, then the guild will be fine. Arthur, you know Gerald can set up his defensive spells that can ensure that everything is safe. I feel like the guild would be a safe place for us to chat.
if that's how the group feels, we will
Or
do.
if it makes everyone feel happier, I'm sure we could set up another picnic in the cemetery. That was very fun.
It's okay. If
That
you-
sounds lovely.
What would you like?
sold me
I
at picnic
can
now.
grab some things very quickly. And Nana will hurry ahead to the guild hall. You set up, and I'll just. And then she's still talking as she runs off. She loves a good picnic.
Well, lead the way.
It's lots of picnic.
Absolutely.
He loves a good
Right this
picnic.
way. And Rudy would
Anything to
take
do
the
with
lead.
picnic.
Rudy would take the lead and guide the group.
You head. Yes.
Can I do a thing now?
Yeah. You do a
Thanks.
thing.
Yeah. So Joe just wanted to just sort of walk up beside her as they're making their way, and sort of be a little bit sheepishly and be like, sorry if if the jump rope was a little bit on the nose. I just had a bit of a nostalgia kick.
I understand completely, Gerald. It's all fine.
But we're surprised to see you here. It's we were actually.
I was
planning on-
surprised to find out that you, of all people, were part of the Vanguard.
none more surprised than myself. I would hazard.
I'll have you know I'll be writing up a little story. We'll probably do some silly reenactments telling the stories of the Vanguards. A couple of little nuggets have come through my doors.
Oh dear. That's embarrassing.
Heard about a certain dinner in Southport. I've heard, as you might have noticed, I've heard some stories from Green Harbor. There's also, is it true? Okay, I'm just asking to confirm. Is it true that the valiant Das Goose was part of your group?
Oh, yes, that is definitely the case.
Marvelous.
I haven't checked in with him for a while. I hope he's doing
We
all right.
actually have a production in work where we're doing a comedy skit reenactment of him slaying the dragon.
Oh,
Overhearing this, Rudy is like, "Oh, the Linorm.
What? You fought a Linorm?
Did we?
Oh, a different one.
Oh, a different dragon. Oh, well.
Yes. This was a large black dragon in the swamps. Apparently, it was also being brainwashed, and Das Goose put it out of its misery. So we were thinking about doing a
We
little
did hear
story
about
that's like a
that.
comedy tragedy. It's a story where pretty much everyone dies, but Das Goose doesn't actually kill anyone. It's just accidents after accidents, and it's all supposed to be lighthearted and fun.
That does sound like Das Goose, though.
Yeah, it does.
That sounds exactly
I-
like Das Goose.
Look
He will
forward
love
to
it.
But yes, in fact, he did save us from a Linorm. Most definitely.
He
That did happen.
single-handedly turned the tide of a battle that we were losing with a flock of geese.
Several flocks of geese.
Several flocks of geese.
Some might even call them a swarm.
A swarm. Absolutely.
I can't tell if you're being honest or exaggerating, but irregardless, love it.
Oh,
Now I just need to figure out what a Linorm is.
Oh,
Anyway, I'm sure some of the people I know knows. I tend to say if I don't know something, someone I know knows. You
Is it fair to
eventually end
say-
up in the graveyard. Yeah, she's got a
Nana
nose
comes
for it.
back.
You eventually make it to the graveyard and you set up your little picnic, and she looks around giddily. I haven't had a graveyard picnic in centuries.
It's really
It's so
something
nice
people
here.
should get into more. It's very freeing.
This is our second one in a
Yes.
couple of days, and
Hmm.
both have been fantastic.
The food's always good. The tombstones are a little bit disconcerting for me, but otherwise,
Why?
well, it's the whole death thing, you know.
Oh, come on. I
Oh
thought you
well,
would have
this
gotten used to it.
don't
by now.
worry about it. This is hallowed ground. Everything dead stays dead here. Don't
Oh
worry,
yes,
Gerald.
I know that, but it doesn't stop the imagination.
I mean, imagination is a wonderful thing. But you should try to focus it on things that make you happy. Instead of imagining them crawling out of their graves, trying to murder you, what if they crawled up and gave you a vaudevillain show? What if they came up and they started playing xylophone on each other's ribs?
What if they started playing tennis with each other's skulls?
Now you and I, we need to have a talk.
I'm open to it. Speaking of
Wonderful.
talking, Gerald, did you want to do the dome thing?
Not the dome, Rudy.
Dome. What's a dome?
We could do the dome as
I
well
don't
if you
think
really want
that's
to.
really necessary, but I'll do the warding.
So we've got a dome, and then we've got a bigger dome that we put on it, and that's what we use while we're camping. But right now, all we need is a sound dampener. But we could do the dome.
I see.
But yes,
I
I will
see.
go ahead and cast the what's it?
No. You don't have to do that. Look, I am the one intruding on your little town, and I am the one coming to ask for this meeting. I'm the one being impatient. I should be more should I say? A good host. No, that doesn't sound right anyway. And she sort of claps. Vice, come out. And you see like almost like a horizontal slit opens in the air. You just see it opens into a triangular form. And out steps Vice as you recognize him. Yes, mother.
Oh, hello.
He's tall, he's got his dark hair. He
yep.
does look like he's cleaned up compared to last you saw him when he was running for his life. And he's got his hair is like put back. He's cut it a little bit. He's wearing a very nice. His outfit definitely matches his mother's.
Nice.
And he says, but I was listening in. I do apologize. So I understand, Gerald, what it is you're trying to accomplish, and I will make the arrangements. And he starts casting Private Sanctum.
Oh, after you're done, would you like a sandwich?
He looks at his mom, and she just smiles. Yes, please.
Winning them
Eventually,
over with baby.
yeah, a couple of minutes pass, and then true enough, this barrier is starts manifesting, and he turns around. Just sound. Of course, I'll prevent any prying eyes.
You know, I do think we dealt with most of the prying eyes a couple of days ago.
We
but-
did, which is why we didn't respond.
We do apologize for our
Yes.
delayed response.
It's just sound and divination is fine.
Very well. And you see, like, there's a shimmer in the air, and then it vanishes. But Gerald, you can definitely tell that the barrier is there.
Well, good.
You get ready to picnic. You put a blanket down in the grass between some graves. There's not too far away is a mausoleum for a prominent old family.
No, did you know that one of the fellas in there actually was missing his wedding ring finger? Rumors are that his wife bit it off.
Really?
Yes.
Are these rumors similar to the ones about certain murder on a train?
No, those rumors are entirely
Absolutely true.
fabricated.
Nana just eats her sandwich.
No, that was a tactical ruse to throw
Hmm.
any prying eyes off our true intentions on the train.
Tactical, right?
Yes.
That's
I see.
Yes.
I
it wasn't the
see.
first word I was going to use, Rudy, but it is a word.
Well, before we get to it, now that we have the magical protections, Mr. Elf, is there
Yes.
anything you would like to ask? You seem a bit tense. If there's anything you might want to
Um,
get into the wind so we can settle this.
I. Hmm. No, I'm fine. It's just I'm feeling very uneasy. I don't know why, but I am.
Okay, well, if you come up with anything you might want to make you feel less uneasy, if you got any questions or anything, feel free to ask.
I will.
I'm an open book, mostly. You know, some glued pages in the back.
Don't we all?
Well,
Most people, yes.
once we do have our picnic foods and sort of things have settled somewhat a little bit, I guess we'll sort of broach the topic. So, what was it that you wanted to see us about anyway?
Well, my son came to me and mentioned that he had run upon you, and I'd already heard some of the stories, so I was quite excited when he said he had met you all, and that you wanted to. He said he would relay a message that you had some convincing arguments regarding our legions.
Hmm.
So I'm simply here to hear you out, I suppose. Um, I have a little bit of awareness of what is going on with this Jalira.
What is your awareness on? We want to know what you actually know.
And
But I know
where you stand presently.
where I'm sitting.
They're not literally.
This is going to be a very
Aren't
difficult
you friends with
conversation.
Atornar?
I feel like you may have met panthers in the past, and I don't say I.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh,
They're
someone
quite
else.
friendly when you get to know them.
Oh,
Mm.
well, actually, they stopped appearing actually before we could get to know them. But I think what Gerald actually means is that when we heard that there was a group of people who had knowledge of, well, of ages past, present, and such influence, we were just wondering, why stay completely out of the conflict when what is going to happen, the results are going to change the world as we know it. Surely that's worth at least coming to the table and seeing what's going on.
I have been around for a very long time. I have seen a lot. And I will be honest, at first I thought this was nothing more than a once in a century sort of change of an era event. Um, but an old friend of mine did come visit. And so before my son even came and asked me, I was already considering coming to have a chat.
Why would you want to chat with us? Is what I'm curious about.
Well, she gestures towards Gerald. The Gerald here and I both have connections to the same deities of old.
Oh, yes, I did notice the iconography on your dress.
Yes, yes. For a very long time, no one even knew what it meant. And then recently, a couple of folks came by who were a bit curious. Some for ill intent, and some were just curious and nice, friendly.
Well,
But so I currently hold my allegiance to the all-seeing eye, but I also know that he has stakes in the coming conflict.
Interesting. Another deity that not just solely involved in our direct actions, but those around us who could be players in this game, so to speak.
Well, I would consider myself a bit of an outlier since I knew Nethys from before he was grounded.
grounded? Oh, you mean off in the wherever they are?
Yes, the Great Exculpation, it was called the first century or two.
Nana just snorts at the term grounded and is like, "Oh, I'm going to use that later. Caden's going to hate it."
That's
But
perfectly
yeah,
catered.
but yes, I didn't actually hear from him for a very, very, very long time.
Well,
So
I'm
I was
very. Oh,
very surprised. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just very curious because you obviously knew them before the exculpation, and I think because obviously, whether we like it or not, something is going to happen with the barrier, and I'm very interested to know how things were before, so that maybe we can help people adapt to how they will be in the future.
Well, it was better and worse.
Hmm.
People were more powerful in general back then. It was almost like a power struggle across the entire world. Constantly, anyone could come from anywhere and take over whatever. Um, but also, life quality was greater. The the divines, the gods, the great beings gave us security as well as power, and some people simply lived good lives with the blessings they were given, whereas others chose the path of tyrants and warmongers because they could. It was a world, a powerful world, but a world divided. And personally, I think the world has been better off.
Hmm.
As it is now, without
Yes,
them.
yes.
Hmm.
It certainly.
Especially after the blue tower was built, and the whole shenanigans with the wizards trying to see who could make the biggest spells. I mean, come on, stop.
That
Doesn't
does
matter how
sound
big your
like.
staff is.
That absolutely sounds like wizards, doesn't it, Gerald?
Oh yes, yes.
Hmm.
Um, it sounded. It sounds like it was a lot more chaotic. Um,
It was. It was. Yes.
Hmm.
not. Yes, chaos. Not really my thing.
No, I've I noticed over the years.
It's a very, sorry, very odd having you here in all of this situation. But I suppose if you felt that it was better the way it is,
Yes.
what was your thought process for wanting to sit by while Jalira was undertaking her
Well,
scheme.
as I said, at first I didn't know what she was scheming. I know that she was scheming, but
Ah.
not to what extent. And she, I'm going to be honest, she came to me some time ago asking for my assistance very early, years ago. And I simply said, no, not interested.
Well, that's good.
Yes, but I could also tell her intentions and mine were not aligned. I mean, who's going to come watch my show if everyone's dead?
That is exactly what we've been trying to get through to her.
It is
Like,
very much yes.
what is the
no.
point of constant war if you don't leave behind a... The world itself will be ravaged, destroyed. There's nothing going to be left. It's just pointless fighting. For
She
fighting's
did have
sake.
some good arguments, though, I won't lie.
She did have an interesting. We had it. Well, you would have heard with your Green Harbor stories. We did talk to her. We also decided that we were not aligned with her goals. I
And I commend
understand.
you for talking to her.
Yes, I
Trying
do
to solve this.
understand where she's coming from, but it's just not going to work out. And I don't think her plan is going to work out the way she wants either, if I'm being honest.
Probably not. No.
No, I think if she got her own way, I think she would very quickly find out that it wasn't what she was hoping for.
Hmm.
Well,
Yes.
I this might not be for you to say, and I don't, want to pry too much, but you did say Jalira came to you a while ago.
Mhm.
Do you mind me asking how long ago that was? And did you notice that she was especially doting on anyone, a god or a want to be god, or did she have any sort of a deep devotion to anyone?
No, no. At the time, she was coming to me asking for, well, she was asking for opinions and information regarding necromantic rituals. And it was
Oh,
maybe, what could it have been? 2 decades ago, perhaps?
oh, that
Before,
recent.
I'm assuming that would be before the the lichification.
Yes, yes. I've heard about this, that she's changed her appearance. At the time she was working for a wizard who wanted to know more about necromancy and old rituals, magic from the past world.
right.
Oh, I see. Do you happen to know the name of the wizard?
Maybe. I'd have to give it a think.
Oh, that's all right if you don't.
I have a lot of memories to go through, if we're
Understandable.
being honest.
I would have
Um,
thought that was the necromancer gone
mhm.
lich that we were talking about, right?
Yes, it probably would have been. Yes, very true.
Yes, and then she killed him and took his uh, knowledge, powers.
Ah, well, you know what they say, life's a lich. Many die.
I do remember. I do remember now. His name was Yoldi. Yoldi Awarana.
Oh.
Yes. He was still alive back then, I do recall, but he was not quite. He was still alive, and he had been for a very long time. But he was. I think I visited him once, maybe 100 years ago. He was traveling, and He was apparently very old at that point already, and his body was falling apart. And I asked, how the hell are you still walking?
Nana kind of glances over at Rudy and goes, yes.
I've heard that line of questioning before, I must say.
You don't look too dissimilar.
Huh. I'm going to file that away under things to look into later when I have time. But so back when Jalira approached you, you refused. Well, maybe not refused, but plans
Declined?
declined. I'm sorry. I really haven't eaten too
I
much
still,
today.
yes, I still gave her some of the information she was looking for, but I didn't align myself with their agenda.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
I didn't see any reason why not to hand over some
Oh,
tomes
at the
of
time,
the
it would have been
dusty old collection.
it would have been completely innocent. It would have just been helping others seek knowledge.
Which is, she winks at Gerald, a little bit of a thing.
Well, certainly likes knowing things. Um,
But speaking of knowing things, now that you do have a better grasp on what her goals are and how
Mhm.
far along she is in achieving them, how do you feel about the present situation?
Not good.
it's not ideal
Understandable.
necessarily, is it?
It is not ideal, definitely. I am not, how do I put this? I may know a lot of things and I've been around for much longer than I'd care to even think of. Um, but I am not a fighter, if you understand what I mean. I'm an entertainer. I make people smile. I did have a little bit of a dark period some time ago.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? We have to go through it. We have to endure the dark so we can return to the light. My children, on the other hand, I will not tell them to fight for you or join your cause, but I will let them know what is going on, and I will give them the opportunity to choose.
Nera, if it at all makes you feel better, not everyone who helps needs to be a fighter. Because you said sharing knowledge is kind of your thing. And
It's not
honestly,
my thing. It's more of a
it's more
requirement when
Nethys's
you're
thing.
affiliated with Nethys. It's a
And
whole
it
thing.
makes sense, but sometimes educating and telling people and helping them get better so they can be on the front lines, sometimes that's all we need.
I would even say you don't even need to go that far, Nana. Just entertainment, smiles, happiness. That in itself can raise the morale of anyone. That is
This is
possibly more
also
powerful
true.
than any sword or spell that we know.
Hmm.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Wizards.
You can't unmake reality with a song.
But for a few
Oh,
moments you
I
can...
beg to differ. I've
Actually,
met a
maybe
couple
that's
of
not-
people.
Oh shit.
I mean,
Just let your children know that should they
I
choose to
will.
help, it doesn't have to be in the form of battle.
Well,
if everything maybe aligns the way that we might be thinking it might align, there might not even be a battle, so to speak.
oh, how so?
Oh, well,
Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, I think. Um, but forgive me for saying this, now, but some of your children sort of like pointedly side eyes the child in present. Uh, kind of don't have much of a will of their own. Perhaps a little wishy-washy. Perhaps a little only do things that you tell them to.
Oh no, that's only Vice. He's such a
Damn, called out.
Wow.
And you see,
Gerald
like,
giving
his-
low-key
his-
shade. Mother's just like, oh no,
he's-
it's just him.
yeah, and you can see like his half undead complexion goes very red.
How close is he to like if Rudy reached out, could he like is he within arm's reach or
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's doing the thing where he's on the blanket but away from the group
Yep.
of people talking.
Wow.
Rudy so like tries to be like hidden about it, but like just a slight pat on the shoulder.
You know, Weiss, you can join the circle.
No, it's fine. I prefer listening. I don't have really a lot to
Please.
add.
That's the children's table.
All right, we have to work on your confidence, but that's another day.
I have plenty of confidence.
Can I just give him a
Please.
withering look?
Yeah, and he breaks eye contact immediately.
We'll deal with that later.
Don't worry about him. He's fine. He just prefers his work, is all.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
To be fair, if you ever need help with transportation, you just ask him. He'll be happy to help, although he won't say it out loud. Mom!
This poor guy, his character's done a 180 in all our minds now.
God.
That's a little bit reassuring, because I suppose we'd only really met Wise, and forgive me, Wise, but he did give the impression that was the general state of things. But if it's just him, then that's
Oh,
fine.
Okay, we can like just tone it down a little bit, all right?
To be
it
fair,
feels
we
a little
were
pointed.
probably not-
He is the youngest. I doted on him a lot. I might be the one at fault here. I may have
We
spoiled him.
also we had also just lost a friend, so maybe we also weren't quite, having at the top of our game for conversations.
That's
Here,
all
guys, have a
good.
cookie.
I think
And he takes the cookie and he eats it.
I think
I'm gonna adopt him.
what
You got to adopt.
Yes, I am.
You do all realize that Nera has not eaten or drunk anything.
I think what mostly Gerald, but slightly all of our concerns was having a faction that was such an unknown, whether regardless to whether you'd be allies, it was more of the possibility that you would be enemies, and so we do apologize for having to seek you to ask for a meeting and drag you all the way here. But this discussion
Well,
is
that's not really how it happened, though. I asked for a meeting and I dragged myself here because I couldn't wait for you all to come around.
well, yes,
And we do appreciate it.
we do, and we do.
Ironically, you were actually top of our list to visit
Oh, well.
at the moment, so it worked out quite well.
It's okay. We can shuffle things around, but by the sounds of things, by the sounds of our conversation, it seems like we had nothing to fear. So we do apologize for suspecting.
Well, suspecting is all well and good. I wouldn't want you to be too naive either. That's just stupid.
Yes, yes, it is.
I mean, Gerald's insight is garbage, but like, can he
I wanted
try
to
and
do an
get
insight.
get a sense for like,
Yeah,
you know,
what
whe-
are you?
whether-
I wanted
I just want to get
Oh, you want to?
a
Okay,
vague
yeah.
sense of like how on the level she's being, whether she's just being straight up honest and just having a conversation, or whether there's any caginess.
Can we all do that? Maybe
Okay. Yeah, anyone who wants to
Yeah.
can make an insight.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool.
because
Let's see
I
how
like
we
a
go.
plus
At
11.
20, what will a 31 cut Josie.
Holy
Nice.
shit. Well, we'll just
baby.
rely on that
Yeah,
then,
there
shall
it
we?
is. That
11.
is perfect. For
We got a
Gerald.
19 over
Wow.
here,
Oh.
19 for
I
Gerald.
wasn't sure what to ask though, so I'm glad that you brought it up because I was like, I don't know which sentence to use it on, but happy to go
Okay.
with.
Gerald Gerald is definitely like staring. He's like
Just like
Okay.
squinting. Just,
Arthur is a bit on edge, and I leave it up to you to what you believe in this, like whether you think she's truthful or not, if she's hiding anything. I will say, Rudy, to you, she seems like an open book. She's just answering question honestly.
Yep.
Nana,
Mm.
you do pick up that every now and then it feels like it feels like she said something and then you don't remember and she says something else.
oh
Okay.
shit.
Like it's just weird that like every now and then when you look at her, it's almost like her mouth glitches. Like she's like like her mouth just jump frames, basically.
Okay. Interesting.
But she doesn't seem to be hiding anything.
Mm.
You don't get the sense that she's like actively lying.
But she's maybe amending to what we want to hear. But she's also kind of it's in the ballpark anyway, kind of thing.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Okay. Cool. Would Nana like? Because what do we know? She's a vampire, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
That's what
then
you've been told, yes.
would Nana know enough about vampires to know if they use like illusion magic and it doesn't quite match up with like what they say?
I'm gonna say make a history.
What do we
Make
know
a h-
about them?
Yeah. Okay. My history's not
anyone
as good.
I will say
17.
anyone who wants to can make an history check, but it's a very high DC because this is the
Yeah.
first vampire that you've
Yeah.
even ever heard of.
Yeah,
give it a-
I only got a 17. So
I'll
I
give it
don't
a go
think that-
just to try and get that nat 20 out, but I doubt.
Yeah.
No.
Oof.
Yeah, I didn't roll too well. That's fine.
I mean, even with the D4, that can't be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 17 was the highest, I think.
I will say none of you know anything. Like
Okay.
you've been told she's a vampire, and for all intents and purposes, as well as you know, that's just okay. She lives a really long time, apparently.
It was a really long time, and she seems to be pretty honest. It's just that I don't always
Yeah.
remember what's okay.
Hmm.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Well-
So, what are your intentions now? Then,
Well, my intentions are to continue doing what I've always been doing, but with an ear to the ground.
and if we needed some assistance at some point, would you be open to providing such assistance as you could?
What assistance would that be?
I don't know. What could you offer? Like Nana said, it doesn't have to. We're not necessarily requiring more destructive force. But I don't know what you're capable
I don't know.
I feel like with Gerald, I feel
Pretty
like we've
good
had
at
a
juggling.
yes,
I
Gerald.
know a lot of people. If there's anything you need found out, I could probably ask the old grapevine and figure it out.
Nera already offered that she would go to her children and state that they have the freedom to choose if they wish to join.
I'll also clue them in on the situation as is.
Exactly. Is already an offer of assistance. I don't know why you're looking for more.
No, of course, but you don't. you don't get to be that old, especially as a follower of Nethys, without learning a lot of tricks. And I simply am positing that a lot of those could probably help.
I do know a lot of tricks. I've probably forgotten more. Living a long time doesn't always mean that you get to remember more stuff. Um, let me think. Let me think. I've got some knickknacks that I don't use in my show anymore that might be useful.
Oh yes.
I've got. Let's see. Well, my kids. Let's see. You know, Vice. He's very good with portals. He's good at like long distance traveling. He can get you from point A to point B very, very reliably.
What about other planes?
And she looks at him and he says, "Well, I've only really gone to the shadow plane.
Oh, you've never
But
been.
in theory, there are more. I've heard from some other friends that there are at least 10 different planes. They apparently found an old chapel that could travel between planes.
Oh, you haven't been to the plane of water
Um,
then.
No, I have not. Unfortunately.
Wise, I need to stretch my legs, and I have some questions about planes. Would you join me just for a moment?
Sure. But of course, and he stands up.
We'll be right back. Here's another cookie. Eat it.
Thank you. And he eats it.
Good
And
boy.
while you walk away, do you leave the barrier? Like, do you step outside? Do you stay close enough?
If we could go far enough that like a murmured whisper wouldn't be picked up by the group,
Okay.
then maybe. Otherwise, if we need to like leave the can we get back in?
It can be. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
block movement.
Yeah,
It's,
maybe
it can
like
be. I don't know how because I wasn't the one that cast it. I don't
Vice,
know how big
no,
it is,
Vice
but-
didn't make it big. He made it like 15 by 15 feet.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear things from the outside?
No.
You can. No, you can't. Oh, you know what? We're gonna go to the outside. I don't know if Nana would know that.
Yeah,
Probably.
we've
You would,
Yeah,
you
we've
would.
we've done it
seen the
before,
spell
yeah.
enough times.
She would just go as if she's like just taking a lap around the cemetery, which probably would take them outside. I think that's okay if he'll follow.
Yeah, he follows.
Oh, awesome.
And
Yeah.
as you step outside, Naira does say to the rest of you stay. She watches you leave and she says, "Now, my two other children. They are a bit more independent than Weiss. My oldest, he how do I put this? He will probably help, but he might not be too helpful.
He pulls no
I-
punches.
How do I explain this? He has embraced my side of the family, if we put it that way,
Right.
very, very deeply.
Oh,
Yes, he will definitely be up for it. He'll definitely need an excuse to work out some of his latest anger issues, I'm sure. But he's not the quiet type.
well,
Okay.
we've got plenty of not very quiet types, but would he? He wouldn't pose any danger to us or our allies, ostensibly, would he? Would he?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably.
What about
I'd pref-
the general
Hmm.
population? If he does embrace that side
If
of...
I tell him to behave, he probably will behave.
I heard the M of a might, but that's besides the point. Okay.
The double the probably followed by a might is a little concerning. I'll be honest.
It's he.
I mean, I understand it's hard to fight
you mind-
instinct, especially hunger. Hunger is incredibly powerful. But
Yes.
Where is he at the moment? If you don't mind me asking.
Last I checked in, he was far north, is what I recall. He was definitely on the North Shard. He was. Yes, he was licking his wounds after a run in with an adventurer.
Hmm.
I see.
Hope that wasn't us.
What about
probably was right.
we haven't fought any vampires.
I know,
have
not us
I don't think
personally, as
so,
in like us the guild of volunteers.
we? Oh, yeah, maybe actually.
Hmm.
What about your other child?
Yes, my daughter, she'll help. She'll help, but she's better among people. She has a natural knack for persuading crowds. Um, I feel like in what is to come, she would be most beneficial to have in the city. And if I ask her, she'll definitely help. She will want payment, um, gold,
That's understandable.
and she simply has a knack for making people feel calm or angry or sad, which she has honed. She has been traveling a lot. She was actually also up north, last I recall, which I think she was heading back down for a little once in a decade visit. But she had been partaking in um, in the blood feasts far to the north, where she apparently made it to number one champion before a big revolt happened. Um, but from what I heard, she was quite a crowd pleaser, and I'm not surprised.
All right. Well, that sounds slightly less deadly for us. So that's good. Hmm.
Yes, Nana,
Yes.
you are standing just outside the barrier.
Yes. And just having a little bit of a walkie walk with Weiss. And as they walk, Nana will just sort of not stop and turn to him, but just sort of mention, uh, without being rude, with the utmost respect, I've never met any vampires, and I I just wanted your opinion on whether you think your mother is being quite honest.
Yes. How so?
Well, I've noticed something strange while we're talking. It almost feels like I've just forgotten some thoughts that I've had or sentences that people have, and I know I'm 400, but really that's no excuse. And I was just it's not that I need them back. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. I don't know if
Oh
that's
no,
quite normal.
she has a this is something she has picked up over time. She has a little bit of a she tends to talk very fast and stumble over her words, so she found a spell that helps her sort of like it helps her undo things she said. So it's she stumbles over words, she mispronounces things, and so she just does this little thing where she can say it properly
Oh,
if she messes up.
you know what? I completely understand. And then she will proceed to tell him a story about one of the orphans that she took in and how they had to work on his speech and confidence. And he got there, but something like that would have really helped him. And they'll do a lap and then they'll probably come back into the circle. And thank you again for letting me know. I always want to assume the best, but I just wanted to ask.
No, it's all fine. I understand. Some people do notice, most don't. But it is nothing to be worried about.
All right. Well, I do trust you, and I trust her as well. Honestly, a delightful woman. I'm actually mad we haven't met earlier.
She is remarkable, if anything. Wish sometimes that she wasn't as outspoken.
We love a bit of sass. Oh, Finnica would find her great.
You know Finnica?
You know Finnica?
Well, of course I know Finnica.
No, this does make sense. She does move around a lot.
Yes, I actually spent a couple of months with her just to study her house.
Oh, did you stop it from doing the thing? She's always
No,
yelling
I
at you.
just I tagged along to see if I could find a pattern, figure out how it was doing it.
Oh, did you find anything?
No, nothing.
Honestly, that house has a mind of its own. I'm telling you.
I'm starting to wonder what it is. Is it actually a house? Is it a creature that looks like a house? Is it
Oh.
is it something in the house? I couldn't even pinpoint the source.
I don't know, but isn't it so unsettling when you are having tea and then you just move? Oh, my stomach.
Yeah, but sometimes I couldn't tell though. It was like all of a sudden I looked out the window and we were somewhere completely different.
Your guess is as good as mine, probably better than mine, and I'm still no closer. But I'm glad
It
you
did
met
help
Finnica.
though. It did help though. I did manage to find a little bit of a pattern. Hopefully it helped her. It was no way to control where it was going, but I managed to affix a little. Oh, it's like a blackboard of sorts that just lets her know where she's going.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I'm sure she would love that. It's been a while since we caught up, but I'll be sure to mention you next time I see her.
Oh, please do. It was lovely to meet you as well.
Oh, yes. I wish the circumstances had been a little better, but I'm glad we met.
Yes, but Mom wasn't lying when she said if you need to get somewhere, you can ask me.
Oh,
Uh,
we may need to get to the plane of water. I wasn't lying when I did say I had a question about planes. But we don't know much about it, and we were hoping you would at least tell us if there was oxygen.
I'm then where's I'll have to scour some of my tomes, but from what I understand, yes, but you'd need gills to make use of it.
See, I told Gerald he could just be a fish. He didn't want to even be a fish.
Now that would be ideal, would it not?
Thank you. And I imagine that's what we talk about as we re-enter the circle, and we're talking about fish by the time we sit back down.
Yeah, it's just me and Cuddly IRL.
Okay. Also, for those of you playing at home, Finnica is that lady with, I think her house has chicken feet. Is that right? Or am I making that part up?
No,
it's just the house that teleports. All right.
It's a broken old cottage,
and
that
just
looks
likes
like
to move.
and it just goes places. I will let everyone know though that Das Goose ran into her.
Oh my gosh. We're finding out so much about
and
Das Goose today.
she and Nana are kind of besties, and they like to gossip together. So
when
she's
Golden
in
Girls
town,
of Dramonia.
yeah, she's. We make up half of the Golden Girls, and Naira's about to be the third one. So.
Is this something that Roju knows but have like completely blanked on, or is
I
this just
think
like,
Maybe.
or is this just like
Maybe.
deep Nana cuts?
No,
that
I
I think
feel-
this is
have
just
happened?
Nana lore
coulda
that didn't
sworn-
really come up before. We might have mentioned it once.
The house, I think, has been mentioned. Nothing, but only
Yeah,
mentioned once.
but just the house.
When you said a
yeah.
house with
I
chicken feet,
remember none of
something's
this.
I
pinged.
don't know
but
if it has. I don't think it has chicken feet. I think I made that up. But I was going Baba Yaga style. But
Mm.
like this is just a little cottage.
There may be a house with chicken feet in campaign 2, though.
Oh
Jeez,
shit.
jeez. But as you come back, what is the rest of the group talking with Nira about? Do you have any further questions for her?
Um,
Rudy would have a question, but he would sort of try to wait until he would wait for a distraction like that would be like Nana and Weiss coming back in.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we
And
could provide distraction.
It's kind of like a one-on-one question as opposed to a question with Gerald and
Okay.
Arthur listening in.
Mm.
If you guys don't have anything you want to discuss
No,
with the group.
Arthur's sort of.
We're yelling about fish. Don't worry about it. Like I'm sure we're loud.
yeah, no, I don't know if there's. I can't think of what Gerald would want to ask at this point. Personally, I just want to know like how what she's been eating if she's not like. Oh no, I already know the answer to that, don't I? This has been talked about before. She's like essentially takes donations, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Oh
only.
my god!
She,
I'm
she
such a
only
bad host.
drinks willingly donated.
Nana
blood.
just offers an IV drip.
Oh my god! Did Nana know that she isn't eating anything?
Nana would have absolutely clocked. that
Yeah.
Oh my
she's been eating these
god!
animals, right?
We don't have
Okay.
any. Actually, we probably do have a
Blood
vial of blood
sausage,
somewhere.
maybe? Blood pudding.
Oh dear.
But if nothing else, if it's just a Rudy has a one-on-one question, she will sort of like stand up, dust off her skirt, and she says to you all, "I will send you a little gift basket of things from the circus that we don't use anymore. Something might be of use for you instead.
Oh, thank you.
Donated to the cause."
And
Appreciate it.
Nana,
That's
fully
generous.
panicking, will say, "And I will send you some blood because I completely forgot. Now it's not
No,
a picnic
no,
because you
no,
haven't eaten
no.
anything."
No.
Oh
I
my
insist.
goodness.
Don't.
I don't think you know Nana very well.
Oh my God.
She will
Um,
feed you.
Well, I will have to cordially decline the offer. I am very particular about what I eat, and
Oh, that is
I,
completely fair. I have probably the worst blood type, Gerald, I'm sure.
it's more how it's procured, and I also make sure to never have more than a certain amount ready at any one time. I don't want to take a drop more than I have to.
All right, well, I'll think of something. Nana's like just thinking of recipes, like you said, blood sausage, blood pudding, like something. She's like, I could probably make this work.
Like, can I make blood cookies?
Can I make blood pudding, but it's my blood? Like,
It's
she,
boba tea, but the bobas contain blood.
and the tea is blood too. It's fine. Anyway.
Oh, no.
She's just thinking.
Ooh.
If you all
the-
start,
Those
Yeah,
little
go ahead.
poppers.
You all start packing up the little picnic arrangement. You've had plenty of conversation. Vice does take down the barrier. And Nair says, "Well, I have to get back to the pavilion to gather up my attendants."
Oh, of course, of course. Naira, allow me to escort you to the. There's another exit to the graveyard, a bit closer. It takes us a little bit closer to where the pavilion.
Very well, very well.
Oh,
And as she's leaving, she just turns to all of you, the rest of you, including Vice, and just like does a stage whisper. I think he's hitting on me. And like just like smiling, walk
No,
away.
well, no, but.
And Nana wiggles her eyebrows at Rudy.
And then is after
Gerald just looks surprised and sort of goes, oh, gives him the double thumbs up. I was like, good luck.
I love how Gerald is like really sincere and Nana's is like, oh yeah? Oh yeah?
Oh dear.
Oh, before you go, are there still tickets available for tonight?
Probably yes.
Oh,
You know
Rudy,
what?
could you pick us
I'll
some up for us?
arrange. I will give you some tickets. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Now, me and Mr. Handsome here have something to discuss. And she sort of like locks her arm into yours.
Nobody's called me that
love
in a good
her.
couple of months.
Someone's after
A
a
good
bone.
couple of months.
So what is it that you want to ask?
Oh, it's kind of a personal question, and I don't think
Oh.
the others would be too into the topic as such.
Who
It's it's the you mentioned it's about me and what I am. I was wondering if you had any insight with as much knowledge and information as you do possess. Would you have any clues as to what I have become? Well, I'm not complaining about what I've become. It comes with many, many benefits. Many benefits.
I was gonna say skinny.
Absolutely. Insatiable hunger, never put on a gram. It's fantastic.
Oh my god.
But it's more of okay, there's a second part to why I'm asking this, because I have a suspicion that I might have accidentally created another one of me. And I need to know if I'm not dangerous, but if
Another one of you? How?
well, okay, long story short, I brought someone back from the dead. But they had been dead for a bit of time.
Huh?
Oh, I can bring people back from the dead. That's another discussion for
Yeah,
later.
that's not. I'm waiting for you to get to the.
Well, when they
the
came
point.
back, they weren't exactly breathing, and I don't need to breathe. But they were alive, as in I'm alive. I think I'm alive. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So what I was wondering is, have you seen another being like myself, or, as I said, have any clues as to what I might have become?
I'll be honest with you. No. But I have seen creatures every now and then that are not dead, not alive, sometimes in between, sometimes they're going back and forth, back and forth. But that has been through with you included. I have come across, I think, 5 different type of living dead, if we use that word.
I think that's a perfectly acceptable word.
Okay. One is me. I haven't met someone quite like me for a very long time, though I think my oldest is more like me than his dad now. I have met natural living dead created by spirits of nature, longing, unfinished business. I have met people who have come back in new bodies. how should I say, like they have been able to come back from whatever comes next and inhabit a body where someone has left.
Right.
A possession of sorts, but
Yes.
more like you're inhabiting a vacated house.
Right.
Undead hermit crabs.
Shit.
I have also come across arcane living dead. People who use magical rituals to give themselves an unlife of sorts. And then you're the fifth kind.
Because
You are living dead through divine means.
that is what I assumed. Still, and considering that the power that I used to bring someone back from the dead came from the same divine being, it makes sense that they would come back in a form similar, but maybe not identical to my own, as the rotting
Probably.
of my body is caused by a curse. The curse is probably...
Yeah, you should really get rid of that.
Oh, I intend to have a chat with the undead dragon that cast it. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. That's not a problem.
Okay.
In fact, meeting you here has bumped that up the list, I believe.
Oh, well, I wish you well.
He's very angry. Have you ever had to convince a dragon to be less angry before?
Yes, but only on stage.
Oh, no, this will be very not on stage, and I might get eaten if I muck it up, so probably not.
Well, if it's an undead dragon, I suppose it doesn't have much in form of gastric acid, so...
It's the sharp
Should be
pointed teeth
good.
I'm afraid of, more than anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Trying to get swallowed whole, I guess, is my...
Oh,
This will be
oh no,
recommendation.
he'll want to torture me for as long as possible. I'm kind of wearing his skin.
I mean, then you brought this upon yourself, I suppose. I don't know. But to go back to your question, I think they'll be as fine as you are.
Right.
You seem to still have, you know, your head on your shoulders. I
And as far
suppose.
as I'm aware, completely free will.
So I wouldn't worry too much. If you're worried, go check in with them. It's
That I absolutely intended to do that. Well, I'm glad to know that I am unique.
well, not if you created another one.
Oh. But they still have
But you can claim to be the first.
and the only one without a nose.
True.
No. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, and the picnic was lovely. Any excuse to have a picnic in a very, very quiet and relaxing environment.
It was a very well tended graveyard.
Thank you. I actually spend my spare time
did
tending
that.
to this.
Oh,
Yes.
God, the flower arrangements, I definitely feel
Oh.
like you picked plants based on the vibe of the people resting there.
It's
And
so
as you continue to walk, eventually everyone meets back up near the Pavilion of Trades. And before we move on, you say your goodbyes to Naira and Vice as they walk over to the two attendants. Yes?
one quick before they go, would Rudy sort of go, if I had any other questions about living death, would I be would there be any way I could get in contact easily, or if that's all right with you, that is?
Of course. I might not be able to answer right away if I'm busy, but don't be a stranger.
Absolutely not.
Did Rudy just ask for her number?
I
my
think
god.
Rudy just
Did he
did.
just receive it as well?
I don't know what I think I just received a just find me.
Yeah, it was a
You
very
want me?
find
vague
where
number,
the big
to
top
be
is,
fair.
I think.
But
You
after
want-
that,
you want
she
the big
does.
top, do you?
Oh my god.
They walk over to the attendants. They give a big bow to the people still gathered around before Vice. Almost like drawing with a finger, it makes a triangle in the air, and it just like curtains fold up, and they step through it, and the curtain falls back down and vanish. And that's where we're gonna go to break, people. 'Cause I need to
Oh,
Me
amazing,
too.
Josie, because before you leave, I have something for you.
Oh.
Ta-da! You knew it was coming. It's been a while coming.
pee. Was
Look
it?
at your
It's
chat.
been-
I
an
have
image.
redeemed an NPC.
Nice.
You knew this was
Nice.
coming.
Let me.
Orky McOrkington shall make an appearance.
At
And I
some
honestly
point.
don't even care if he's an orc.
I was literally thinking, what race that's not an orc
Right?
could you
I
make? That would be
literally,
hilarious.
I just want the name. Do what you
Look.
will. Do what you will.
Just a regular human. That's just straight up.
Ever since I couldn't remember the name of Gallus Yock, and I just said Orky McOrkington, like I knew this had to come. I was like, yeah, Orky McOrkington.
You know what? It's fair. It's fair. But people, anyone who needs to go to the bathroom, refill your drinks, grab a snack. If you have any question, you have any questions about the game, we do tend to take a little bit of a Q&A while we're having a break. So just stick around and hang out. We will be right back.
I'll be right back.
We'll be running some ads too.
Oh yeah, got to do that.
Oh, get heck.
So I do apologize, everyone over on my side. We will be
I don't
running some ads
apologize.
as well, just because you know, we're live on Twitch and Twitch needs the ads, and I want to stay in their good books. So we'll see you all in a couple of minutes. For those of you who are still here, I don't think anyone else is here. So
I'm here.
Oh, Gerald's here. Roju's here.
But I'm just muting and coughing my lungs out at the moment, so
That's
it's fine.
That's fair. I might take my guys over to the BRB scene then, just to save them, save you from having to
Very
cough for their entertainment. All right, see you all in a couple of minutes. But see, chat, isn't this just like, we're going to look back on this, right? And this is an experience that we all share together, yeah?
And this is an experience that we all share together, yeah? Share together, yeah?
Intriguing. No. Mistake was made. Mistake was made. Mistake was made. Oh, no, my gosh. We're alive. Don't ask me how I did it, but we did it. No mistakes were made. No, perfectly calculated. No. Oh. No. Yes. Maybe. Kind of. Please. Yes. Maybe. Let's go. Okay. We're just gonna. Yep. No. This is okay. We're just gonna keep. We're just gonna keep jumping. Yep. Yep. Just keep climbing. Yep. This is okay. This is totally fine. I got this under control. Don't worry about it, chat. It's fine. Yep. Okay. All right. We're starting to fall a little bit more. No. We're okay. Oh no. No. We're dead. No. Fuck. Turn on the rockets. And then the idea is they take you high enough to get to the Death Star. Now, it might seem like I didn't get enough lift to get to the Death Star. And you'd be right. I think we already have our answer, Chad. I don't think it's going to work. Let's go! That's what I'm doing. All right, this time. There we go. Okay. Let's go. But see, chat, isn't this just like, we're gonna look back on this, right? And this is an experience that we all share together, yeah? But see, chat, isn't this just like, we're gonna look back on this, right? And this is an experience that we all share together, yeah?
And this is an experience that we all share together, yeah? Share together, yeah?
Intriguing. No, no, no. Mistake was made. Mistake was made. Mistake was made. Oh, no, oh my gosh. We're alive. Don't ask me how I did it. Oh, we did it. No mistakes were made. No, perfectly calculated. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. No. Yes, maybe. Maybe. Kind of. Please. Yes, maybe. Let's go. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna. Yep. No, this is okay. We're just gonna keep. We're just gonna keep jumping. Yep. Yep. Just keep climbing. Yep. This is okay. This is totally fine. I got this under control. Don't worry about it, chat. It's fine. Nope. Okay. All right. We're starting to fall a little bit more. No, we're okay. Oh no. No, we're dead. No. Fuck. Turn on the rockets. And then the eye.
Talk about your
I do apologize.
extended car warranty.
Do you want to do that again because chat couldn't hear a thing?
Oh, I
I'll-
don't care that
I'll-
chat couldn't hear. I only wanted to surprise you. It was just
You,
the face, that's all I
and
wanted.
only you can win an
You.
extended car warranty.
Yes, and
I-
then we'll call and ask about it every month.
Can you call me about selling me a car first, and then we
No,
do the
no,
extended
no,
warranty?
no,
You need a car to
I'm
have a
letting.
car
I'm
warranty.
here. What my colleague here is trying to say that if you do not purchase the current once in a lifetime opportunity extended car warranty, there's a 99% chance you will not wake up with lobsters all over your bed.
It's true.
You know what? That's a
true.
really, really tempting offer. However, I might have to go with the lobsters because if I can get them in a pot big enough, I got lobster for days.
Yeah. So
Well,
we thought you would say that, and what my colleague and I have also thought of is, what if they were not lobsters, but in fact very angry hermit crabs? Isn't that right, Josie?
That is true. That is true. And in combination with this, if you purchase 1 kilogram of flour, we will throw in a forklift.
Okay, hang on.
True.
So if I get the extended warranty on my car and purchase the kilo of flour, I
Yes.
also get a forklift.
Yes.
And I avoid
But
having
no lobsters.
No lobsters.
But no
and no
lobsters,
hermit crabs.
which you use the term lobsters to describe hermit crabs.
No, we just straight up lied the first time.
Oh, you straight up lied first
Yeah.
time. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm still
It's
gonna have to
something
go
we
with the
do.
hermit crabs because I can relate wanting to retreat into a shell when I feel bad.
I feel like you're talking about these hermit crabs a lot, but it seems you didn't hear me quite thoroughly when I said there was a 99% chance you would not wake up with hermit crabs all over
Oh,
your
you
bed.
do get the hermit crabs if you buy the flour and the forklift
Yes.
and the car warranty.
Well, you don't have to buy the forklift. That is included in the price when
You
you
know-
buy
That's true,
1
that's true,
kilogram
that's
of flour.
free.
You know, I can't help but think this is kind of sounding a little too good to be true. How do I know this isn't a scam? Because you kind of
Because I'm
called.
about to
well-
blow your mind with a terrible fact about hermit crabs, and it's that they're actually quite social.
And if you don't take us up on this offer, our Dreadlord Paimon will in fact execute our family.
Oh shit! Okay, let me get my credit card.
Not the Dreadlord.
Not Paimon. Not Paimon.
Not Paimon. Please, sir, our family is in need. I haven't seen daylight.
But have you
in-
tried threatening Paimon with making a second dinner, a backup dinner?
I have not.
The last
Have
person
you
who did
tried?
that ended up in the pot of boiling oil.
With the lobsters,
With
but
the
there were no
lobsters.
lobsters.
With the lobsters,
The-
without lobsters.
Yeah.
Now that was a scam.
But were they rock lobsters?
No, there were no lobsters. Weren't you listening? Our family's lives are on
The
the line.
lobsters
And
are
you're
in your
making
bed.
jokes?
What are you talking about? I am a joke.
And that's exactly why
Wait.
we called you here today.
Who have we called? Who did we
Yeah.
call? You can start over
Ghostbusters.
again.
Wait, what?
Oh, damn it.
God damn it.
And
I
that's
thought we
been.
called ghost lobsters.
Ghost lobsters. Ah.
But, but what you
We
two
did.
have failed to realize is this has actually been a group call, and and my good friend Weatterstorm has been listening in this entire time. Weatterstorm, what do you think of this offer?
Oh, have we been pranked? Is this a
Have
prank
you
show?
been prank us? Is this a scam?
Is this a
This
scam?
is AussieDevFro's attorney.
Oh,
Click.
no.
I can see your claims here seem to be adequate at best. I think you are not offering enough for this deal to be too good to be true.
But if you get the free flower or the free.
Wait, the flower's free
I
now?
thought-
Hold
No,
up,
no,
hang
sorry,
on.
You
sorry,
said
the
the
flower
flower,
you
yeah,
pay
the
for.
seat.
Get your
You
story straight,
you
come
get the
on.
stories
Also
mixed up.
get,
Ozzy, as your attorney, I think you should hang up.
Wait, that was an option?
No, hang on.
What even have I done?
Time on.
We
I'm
did
on, I
it. We
swear,
did.
just
I
one
think
more
that was our first ever attempt at improv.
That
It was pretty
beautiful.
It was not
Yeah,
too
that was
bad.
great. And
First
I only
ever
did it
attempt at
because I
improv,
just
he
wanted to
says,
bother
after 3 years of
AussieDevFro.
Dungeons and Dragons.
He's had a script this whole time.
Yeah,
You're
look,
all
I've
joking.
been sending him a weekly
Yeah.
script.
Yeah. He's had to follow it very.
And
Yeah,
then when
I-
I haven't been able to do it, I've got Cuddly to sort of like help with the making of the script.
I need
so-
to talk with whoever wrote into Rudy's lines. Hit on vampire lady. Because
Yeah, I did that.
you did. I
Yeah,
Well, you did more
was,
spice.
that was Cuddly,
Because
yeah.
Arthur now has a girlfriend, and that ship didn't sail. But I mean, stay tuned. Stay tuned, everyone. Like, stay tuned.
I'm gonna be honest. Can we just be happy for Arthur, who's got what
I'm
seems
so
to be a
happy.
healthy relationship,
Right?
while his dead wife is cheering him on in the background?
Right? Don't we all want that? Okay.
I
Honestly,
mean-
if your partner doesn't cheer you on from the afterlife, it's not worth it. There you go.
Well, I
Arthur,
don't really wanna
Orb,
waste the
yeah,
lo-
there's no way to answer this one safely without
Well-
Mrs. Orb hearing. Okay, you need to just
That's
shush.
true. If you were in a D&D world and your tragic backstory included, and you also got a free forklift with that, because that's how this works.
Quick, hang up.
For $400, what is dead wife?
Is it a beep? Is it a forklift? What is a forklift?
It's a fork that you lift up.
Not unlike how Nana was
God.
lifted with the mage hands earlier.
Oh my
No,
god.
Just out of curiosity, I do have a question for Josie. If
Hmm.
we're getting back around to the D&D side of things and not the nonsense side of things,
Wow.
as these really relaxing tunes go through. So just to clarify, Rudy did not, in fact, get any way of contacting Nayra. It is just he has to find her.
I mean, it was more she hinted, like, you know where to find me. Yeah, you know how to get in touch with me.
Does he?
You could just draw an arrow in the dirt. Works every time.
Maybe Gerald would know. Rudy would know. Gerald would know. Gerald.
Girl
would know.
might know. I will say, Rudy does have access to the sending spell himself. It's a cleric spell.
Rudy did not know
goddamn
this.
spells.
Rudy learned something today.
Why did I make a fool of myself then?
Because
No, I
you are
love
the
it.
fool. I thought we'd covered this.
It's a 3rd level spell.
But it does cross planes.
Huh.
Right, I see.
Neat.
Gerald.
I mean, it
suddenly
does have a
goes,
5% chance of failing, but at the same time, 5%.
I mean, that's a 5% I'm willing to take.
That's
Because I'm not sending it, you know? Actually, I feel like.
Anyway, I'm going to ask the group, after Nayra, Vice, and their 2 attendants leave through this portal, this curtain call portal, what are your plans for the rest of the day?
Oh, yeah. I forgot that it wasn't like evening.
It is afternoon.
Yeah, it's just afternoon.
Well,
Arthur needed to shop.
I did.
I mean, the
actually
things that
have a bit
Arthur
of shopping to do as
needs
well.
or wants, he's not going to be able to get.
Mm.
But it's okay. We're doing that. I think behind the scenes. So that.
Yes.
Oh,
that's-
speaking of Arthur needing or wanting, I think if you remember, there's a scroll in our possession
I was
to
scrolling.
give 20 bits of ammunition a permanent +3.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah.
So we could, if you've got 20 bits that you would like to +3, then
I mean,
then we
might-
can
could I
certainly
put it on
do
top
that.
of my normal arrow as well? Or my
I think we
But it's just
discussed no.
permanent +3 to up to 20 bits of ammunition is just what it is.
I think you can. Yeah, you can do like your boomerang arrow basically, the one that.
Wait, can he?
Yeah.
I thought that
I
was.
think that's what
Since it's been double enchanted already, maybe.
Oh, okay.
maybe. Yeah, that's what I thought. it
Maybe
was.
I'm a liar.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm a liar.
I mean, if he is able to do that one, do we even need 20 bits of ammo? Can we
Well,
just
that's right.
enchant that
Could
20
we
times
use the
until it-
entire scroll to focus the power on one
Exactly.
arrow? That might be.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
that could
Just
be fun.
attempt have 20 shots at getting the returning arrow done.
Then watch like the next boss just snap that arrow and go, oh.
Oh.
Because isn't it just a wooden arrow? Isn't it it's magical, so it's got resistant to impact and stuff like that and
Well,
damage. But like,
let me look what it.
isn't
actually
it just an
says.
arrow? A regular.
mean,
I will
Uh,
also I will also say
snap
for
it, yeah.
anyone wondering, I just checked, and it
Mhm.
is confirmed by Jeremy Crawford that having a +3 bow with +3 arrows does in fact give you +6.
Oh shit!
Beep, 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 beep.
That's pretty nice.
Holy moly!
I mean, if Arthur wanted a buff, I mean that's literally just
that is the
doubling
buff.
your bonus. Jesus Christ!
because my bow at the current time is.
It is a +3
It's
bow.
already +3.
It's
right?
it's a +3
Mm.
bow.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So
So you're already jacked.
Nice.
So I will say you could definitely purchase like a stack of mundane arrows and enchant them.
sweet. Arthur does that. Well, Arthur's already got
Well,
arrows on him. He
Hang
kept
on.
arrows on him.
Well, I
the
thought
whole
the
time.
discussion we were just having was
Oh,
that
was
the
to
guys
put
were
into the one.
asking if we could, rather than enchanting 20, could we just focus fire it into the one returning arrow?
No.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, we'd still definitely try, regardless.
You might end up losing the scroll though.
Well, we do the other 19 bits first, obviously, and then on the 20th one, we'd have a crack.
Okay, I'll
That's
say
so
sure.
cheesy.
I'll say Gerald, roll an Arcana check, DC 30,
Got it.
That's doable.
because you're trying to take an item that has been twice enchanted and give it a third really
I'm
powerful.
trying to
Yeah,
see if there's
absolutely. I'm marking
anything
off
I
Tides
could
of
do
Chaos
to
for
help you.
advantage. I can,
Oh wow! If only there was a cantrip that gave bonuses on these
Some- if-
occasions.
yeah, if anyone had some kind of way to direct my,
I don't have it.
or-
You can't switch your cantrips, which I learned today.
Oh, I thought you kept it. I thought we were running what you
No,
had.
I
No,
put it back.
Cuddly, put it
way
back.
okay,
She's
that's
she's
okay.
too
I've
honest.
got-
I'm
I've
too
got-
honest.
I've got both Dark One's Own Luck and Tides of
Mm.
Chaos available, so it's
There you
advantage
go.
with +10.
And
is-
yeah, you have. Don't you
yeah.
have a plus from your hat as well?
and plus a D4 from the hat as well. So
Yeah,
this is,
you're jacked. You're
this is
jacked.
as jacked
Let's
as it's
go.
gonna get.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
This is looking a good start. Here's the.
Is the advantage from Tides of Chaos?
Here's the D10 from the Dark One's Own Luck.
Oh, this is.
That's
I mean, you-
unfortunate.
You could have rolled the D4 first.
I mean,
Then you would have known if you, because the D4 happens regardless, but you could have saved the Dark One so much.
Oh no!
Oh!
Oh
Are you shitting me with this?
God, if only we had guidance.
I just need a one, just a one from somewhere.
That's
Sorry,
them's the
that's-
breaks.
Can I? I can't do anything.
What's with these?
No.
Can I give advantage?
You already
No,
had
you already
advantage.
had
Got
advantage.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What did I actually roll? It was a 17, wasn't it? I don't.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
you
even think I
rolled-
had.
You got a 27 then plus.
No,
one.
I had a
Yeah.
16 stored in the mirror, so even that wouldn't.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
Nope.
you were fucked by the secondary rolls.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
So you try, you enchant 19 pieces of regular ammunition, and they
Yeah.
become +3 arrows. And then at the end, you try to use the last charge of the spell scroll on the unbreakable arrow. But unfortunately, the current weave of magic on inside the arrow is too dense and too complicated for. You're very close though, Gerald. You're like right on the cusp. It's like playing one of those games where you have the circle and you can't touch the the current thing, and
Yep.
you get almost to the end, and then you just like zap.
Oh man.
Can you do it again, Gerald?
Can you do it again?
Imagine there was like a
sorry,
puff of
Gerald.
smoke that causes him to cough when he failed.
I'm guessing that's a no.
That stung. No, I'm afraid I didn't take on that one.
Oh,
So close, but just so far.
I mean, thank you for trying.
I did what I could. I'm sorry I couldn't get it in there as it was.
That's okay.
Well, there is one more thing, or one thing Rudy can do if we want, because I do recall that we got the materials to cast Legend Lore twice.
Yeah. Did you already do it today though? Wasn't it in the morning? Or did you do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do it twice a day?
I'm
I
actually.
mean, it is a
Yeah, it's just a spell.
If you have the spell
Yeah,
slot.
Oh,
he
okay. I
has-
just wasn't sure if it was like a high.
No, it's a
high
5th
spell.
level spell. I've got two
Let's
fifth level
go.
slots. I could just do that again, and then we
Do
got 2
it.
wishes ready to go
Do it.
if we want.
Absolutely do it. Yes.
If no one else has anything else they need to do.
Only
the only
a couple
things I wanted
small
to do
things.
was I got a couple of small things I want to do as well. So
Well, how about we go one person at a time? We're gonna start with Arthur. What is Arthur doing the rest of the day? Until you do have tickets to the Crosstop Circus performance tonight.
oh yeah,
I mean, what would Arthur want to do? Nothing. Probably just do a general, like, making sure he's got all his stuff, make sure the equipment's up to date, it's all maintained.
Okay.
He's looking at possible shopping items that he would want. Other than that, he's just making sure he's got everything in the right place and making sure nothing's close to breaking.
Okay. Just doing maintenance of your gear essentially. Very well. What is Nana doing for the rest of this evening or afternoon?
She's got 2 things that she would love to do if possible. The first one is super short, just the sending stone she got from George. She just wants to check in, and I've forgotten that character's name. I'm so sorry, but the I think she's Dragonborn. Vada, yes. She just wants to check in with
She's a
Vada.
human.
Oh, she's a human? Why did
She's a
I think
human. She's what is called a snow called.
that's
She's of the bloodline of Thalaj, just less Tura.
That's okay. Yes. Yeah. She just wants to see if Vada is there and just, check in, be like, how's everything going? Help her let off steam if possible, because she hasn't really done that in a while. And if Vada.
Roll a d20.
Oh, okay.
correct.
No, it was a 5.
A 5? No. As long as you didn't roll a 1, it was fine. You
no.
you like talk into the stone. You like check in, and you get a can't talk right now. Bit busy. And you hear like in the background like the sound of like monsters and explosions.
I'll call back later.
Okay.
Amazing. Fantastic. Okay, that's the first thing. She just wanted to make sure, they're all still alive. That's good. For now. Okay,
For now.
the next thing is maybe gonna take a little bit longer. I don't know what to roll for it. We just heard Marvin's story. And we heard that he had all that fungus, and he was like, so basically Rudy would have relayed that whole story, right?
Yes. And
And
the
it just-
connection between the caves and stuff like that.
And the
Rosemary
connection.
Cave and yeah.
Yeah. So it just so happens that I have a tiny jar of the awful fungus, and it literally, and I quote,
Oh no.
yep. Oh yeah. Where is it? Bottle of awful fungus. A bottle containing a tiny bit of the awful fungus that we all hate. So I know for a fact that this is
It's
the
marvelous.
fungus.
Yeah.
And I want to try to talk to it.
Okay.
Not open it at all. No, absolutely not.
But you're casting speak with plants, I assume.
I think I would have to. Oh, I might not have it.
Because your stuff specifically lets you
Says
do
speak
it.
with animals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, but is
and
it
your
plants really? That's what I wanted to ask because it's
in
not
this
really
world in D&D mechanics, fungi counts as plants.
Okay.
For
I don't need a
mechanics,
special spell for
but-
that.
But you also, with your spoon, you can communicate with plants empathically on physical touch.
No,
I'm
touchy the
gonna
funky.
not. do that one. I'm gonna not. I'll wait.
Then you'll have
'cause I
to
think I need- yeah.
You can re-prepare spells and
I
try.
will reprepare spells after. Yeah.
No.
It's tempting, but no.
How did I know you would say
So
that?
I just like that Nana has like a little jar of Marnie, a little jar of Marvin.
I know. Where is my Martin stuff? Like, I need a little jar of
I mean,
like a tiny scythe in there or something.
Would
I
a
don't
jar
know.
of the apocalypse work? Because Rudy still has the apocalypse in
Yeah,
a jar.
I don't.
Still
You
got
can
the
have
little
that.
apocalypse
You
in the
can
bottle,
have
yeah.
that. I don't want anything to do with
We
that.
have to do something with it at some point, right? I can't have that
you
item
know it.
and not.
You know we're going to.
Oh, in that actually, no. I'm gonna hold on.
What if we mixed the Marnie, the Marvin, and the...
The-
No.
Do a bit of science.
No. No.
And then you put the headmaster's face in there.
Oh god.
Oh God. An ooze is not an animal, right? An ooze is a creature.
Ooze is its own creature type.
Never mind. I won't speak with animals on the tiny bit of Marnie. That's fine. I don't need it. That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't even
there
want-
is a spell. There's a spell called Tongues that lets you communicate with pretty much everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I will hold. I will just mill about, cook food.
What is Gerald doing with the rest of this evening?
Well, there's three distinct things that we're doing.
Mhm.
The first is going through the headmaster's spell book
Mhm.
and picking out, or rather labeling for himself, any of the spells that are ritual castable, so that he could transcribe them into his book of shadows.
Yes.
And then later on, when he goes to pick up the teleportation almost choker, that he will purchase necessary, because I've already got some like scroll related stuff, but obviously I need more material components to do the transcription.
Okay, so scribing materials.
Scribing materials, yes, exactly.
Okay, how much is it that you want to buy?
Well, I personally have not completely gone through the list.
Okay.
So I will.
So we'll
I will
just
get
I'll
back to
take
you.
note. Yeah.
I've got enough personal funds, so I don't need to touch the party. The blocks of gold and platinum that we've picked up. So I think I should be fine, hopefully, regardless of the cost. And then any other spare time, I would like to spend starting to chip away as many hours off the Tomb of Leadership and Influence as I can.
Okay, yeah. I will say this evening, so to speak, with the circus performance as well, you can probably get 3 or 4 hours in before it's sleepy time.
Fantastic. Would you say 3 or 4, just so I can?
You know what? I'm gonna roll a dice for it. It is 4.
Oh,
Hey.
fantastic! I love that. Okay, I'll just say 4 hours down.
Now, Rudy,
Yes.
what is Rudy's plans for this evening?
Rudy's plans is to cast Legend Lore
Let's go.
Would cast Legend
for
Lore?
the third and probably final time.
I mean, Legend Lore is a good spell.
It's a good
like, in
spell.
other ways too. But
Yeah, there's
yes.
a lot of things you can learn with Legend Lore.
Legend Lore Arthur.
Legend Lore Arthur. Yeah, that is something you
Wait,
can
it
do.
works?
Learn.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
technically, you can Legend
definitely.
Lore anything.
Legend
Yeah,
Lore
it
Jalira.
needs to have. I think it says in the description they need to have like legendary significance. They will have to have like a
Goose.
history.
Das Goose.
Das Goose. Legend lore.
But
Oh yeah, you could get to watch him take out the dire goose. Maybe
Ooh.
that'd be pretty sick. Expensive
Just-
movie tickets, but sick.
just as the night before, Rudy sets up the ritual for the third, most likely final time. Delve into the hearts of the 3 creatures who make up this ring of wishes. You've paid witness to the story of Marnie the Innocent and Marvin. Last one remaining stands before you. That little bit of spotlight throwing shadows all around this darkened wherever you are. You look up. You see oozy pockmarks around his mouth. His large plague mask on the top of his face. He stands rotund, for lack of a better word, obese. He's got oily hair. And he grins viciously as he steps into the light. It takes a moment. He seems to almost regale you at first, or look at you like he can actually see you. The others were more storytellers, where you just came along. He looks at you. He smiles at you. Almost for too long. His form seems to grow larger, more pressing. Before he speaks, you are to pay witness to the life of Martin the Reanimator. he opens his mouth, and you see his sickly, almost moldy inside as his mouth grows bigger until it encompasses the entire scenery, like you're being eaten by the void around you.
Ugh. Gross and unnecessary, but continue.
Once upon a time, I was a physician.
That's a
A
shocker.
physician with a vision.
Oh no.
And you see a small village. A small village among the woods where people are going about their business. Someone is injured, and they call out, you gotta go see Martin. And they're crying, Nate, no, please, please, no. I will live with this. I will not go near that person. Say what you will. He might be creepy, but he's still the only doctor we have. Yeah, he freaks me out. Yeah, I know. Just go. Just go. Fine. But if I end up losing my foot over this, I'm blaming you. The door opens into a very bright, very sterile looking clinic. Definitely ahead of his time. Martin's room, his house, is pristine. He steps in. He wears a long coat, long gloves, and he wears a mask over his mouth. And only his beady little eyes are seen under his cap that he wears. How may I help you today? Oh, poor foot, poor foot. Hop up, I'll take a look at you. And he pats a little cot. And you watch as he sees to the wound. He examines it, and you, with your knowledge, your medical knowledge, he does things very similar to what you would have done. Then he says, no, it's a question of payment, of course. 10 gold pieces. The person said, I sprained my ankle and you want to take my entire month's wage? I'm running a business here. I can't help people if I can't acquire new materials. Fuck. Just takes a purse and hands over the money. Steps out, and the friend's like, how'd it go? Yeah, fine. I feel better. He took me for all I'm worth. Yeah, but it's better than taking your foot, no? And they walk off. You hear, they didn't understand. They understand nothing. You see him put the money away, and he takes up a book and he starts writing down notes, and he draws a diagram of the injury and of the leg before he goes into a basement door. He opens it. He steps down to this darkly, dimly lit area. You see these massive images of the human body, of anatomy. You see what looks like, embalmed in some liquid, this massive glass container with what looks like a stripped human central nervous system. He says, they never understood. Healing the living was the first step. Imagine curing death. And he walks over, moves the curtain to the side, where you see a mutilated jigsaw puzzle of a person. But I missed something. Something wasn't working. The body was supposed to come back to life. I hated it. You see this figure, he slams his fists, his large meaty fists into a desk. Maybe the soul does exist. There was one place I had heard of such a thing. And he opens this old journal. And he flips. Among the darkest woods, in the brightest mornings, when the mist lays still along the ground, near the tallest mountain point, it can be found. You see him hastily packing up his clinic, putting his equipment in bags, burning his project and his own house down as he leaves. These fools will have to mind themselves. I've got bigger things to do. You follow him months, maybe years, as he wanders in the woods to the far west of the Western Shard. Through many tribulations, he managed to climb the edge. The steep chasm wall leads to the highest mountain peaks. He finds it one morning. He finds a wooded village, smoke trails coming off into the air. This large stockade, palisade, these logs forming a massive wall. You can smell it. Scent of death and decay on the other side. He walks around until he finds an entrance. He bangs on it. You can see a dark figure ahead, walking, looking down at him. But in the early morning lights, he can't quite make out any features. He's let in. He finds a village with people completely covered up. Besides that, it functions as a normal village. Everyone goes about their business. There are parents with children. There are friends shopping. A couple of people are working some farmlands.
Oh.
And we lose.
Did we just lose Cuddly? I have no idea how long she was out for.
Hold on.
Just now.
Just
Okay.
now?
Her net dropped out by the
Yeah.
looks.
It says in Discord.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna super quick do the thing.
Do the thing.
Hold on, everybody
Let's
who's
see if
looking
it-
at my end, we're doing a thing.
Do the thing. It did not fix what we needed it to fix.
No, but it should show everyone still. No,
No.
does it not?
It's okay. No.
Who's
We,
missing?
Well, it does show everyone, but they're in the wrong spot. That's all.
Hold on, everyone's in the wrong spot. But
Yeah.
we are very close. Cuddly's listening on phone.
Yep.
Can I get? There we go. Okay,
There we go. We'll do that.
do that. I'll do that. I'm just gonna super fast.
Although we should.
So
Wait, what have I
fast.
done? That's a mistake.
What have you done?
I swapped Gerald and Arthur.
What? How could you?
I
Why
know.
have you done this?
I feel bad.
Okay. Let me know when I should continue.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. He walks through this village and he can see them. All of these people were dead. They have come back. They're leading him to a large, old brick mansion in the middle. These large brass pipes are protruding some form of steam that's just like shooting up into the air. This entire house looks like whole walls have been knocked out to put these pipes through. These machinery, you see pressure valves, you see tanks of liquid. You hear him again in your head. I found it. I found it, and still they wouldn't teach me. You cannot hear the conversation, but you see him talking to someone who's hidden behind a dark curtain. You only see the light from behind this disfigured silhouette of a person. They're yelling at each other. You can see the anger in Martin's eyes as he's being told to leave. As the people around start asking him to go, he's not welcome. But before leaving, he manages to swipe a piece of this brass-colored metal. It seems important. He takes one of the people hostage when they figure out he stole, and he's backing out. They're pleading with him. They're pleading to have this person brought back. While he's backing towards the gate, he manages to tear a piece of their sleeve off, and you see the wrist, the elbow. You see this, again, jigsaw puzzle of body parts. But where they're linked together, this golden metal shines through, like seams, like staples. And they call out. They seem desperate. They start yelling something that he can keep it just to let this person go. He passes through the entrance. And people around are crying, screaming. A child is weeping. And as he walks a couple of feet away from the wall, the person goes limp in his arms. Fools they were. Teasing me with the secrets of life. Show them. I'll make my own life. I have the peace that I need. I have everything I need. Not quite. You need willing souls. Or unwilling. You need the means to force them. As he turns around alone in the woods, a figure emerges from the tree line. Black hair, dark horns that spiral up by her temples. Jalira.
Dun dun dun.
In terms of Jalira's appearance, would this be more in line with her initial appearance that we saw?
You have not seen her in this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the vision ends. As you come to the last
Cuddly's back.
bead of the ring,
It's a cuddly.
the last bead of the ring
It's a
returns
muted cuddly.
to life. And you feel like the ring has now revealed all of its secrets to you.
Oh.
Oh, well. So he was just nasty sort even from the beginning. Although, it'd be interesting to know if that village is still there. There might be somewhere to go after all this business is done, though.
Just as you're about to stand up, you feel two hands on your shoulders,
Ooh.
holding you down.
Oh.
Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. You hear Urgathoa whispering in your ear, the
Oh,
sickly
you fucked
sweet
up.
smell of decay.
Oh, yes.
Did us a concern, Josie.
Maybe intentional.
Oh. How, what have I done to earn this impromptu visit?
Well, I was peeking in to what you were doing. Very interesting.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. I need you to find that place. Or at least find the metal.
The metal?
The metal.
Hmm.
It will be important. I hate to say it. It's not something that I would like you to wield.
Oh.
Considering our enemy.
It's something that we wouldn't want our enemy continuing to use or falling into their hands in the first place. I can understand.
She had quite an amount squirreled away, but it was stolen.
Oh.
Stolen from her. It is called Dawn Steel.
Sick name.
It has a tendency to prevent undeath.
With a name like Dawnsteel, it wouldn't happen to have a connection with Saren Ray, then?
So it does.
Hmm.
One of the last things she did before leaving. Saren Ray and Pharasma came together and created a subterranean ley lines of the stuff.
Oh.
It's what's keeping Jalira's army underground.
Keeping them underground.
Yes. They can't go through it. But of course, there is an open point just below the city.
Of course there is.
Of course there is.
That's
But what I'm saying is if you can get your hands on some, it will be a great benefit to you. However, it might be of detriment as well.
A detriment if I was to physically touch it?
Yes.
Right. Let Arthur do the heavy lifting. I see.
Might be well. One more thing, Rudy, before I leave you to dinner.
Yes.
When it is all said and done, you must let the veil fall.
Oh.
Or I will take from you everything I have given.
That is a fair and understandable proposition.
You owe me.
I do. Most certainly.
Good boy. She vanishes.
Mother?
That's fair. That is I deserve that.
Rudy, no! Stop it.
Around the same time, Gerald,
Hmm.
you're sitting in your study. Would you be in the guild hall or have you returned to your power in the college?
Good question. I guess how, because like I was kind of just imagining that I had a study there, not necessarily like a comfortable
It was
living space.
it's a big it's like more like a studio apartment in size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it was comfortable and secure, like if it felt more comfortable and secure than the space he had at the guild, then yeah, then he probably would have.
Yeah,
been
and
there.
at this point you might have some of your like tools and stuff moved in there as well.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of his like, you know, whatever.
I want you to do a quick Arcana check for me.
Sure. Let's see. Would I have had a short rest in this intervening time, potentially?
No, you would have been busy at work
Okay.
doing various things.
No worries. Sorry, Arcana you said, was it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Let's
This is
go.
not too high.
And the hat. What is with these extra? Well, anyway, 24.
24. You realize quickly as you're like going through stuff, cleaning up after the incident of. There's definitely like some moisture stains still, some muddy boot prints around. With your magical detection and that roll, the looking glass is broken only physically. If you just replace the broken lens, it would probably work fine.
Oh, that's good to know. I cast mending.
You cast mending, yeah. It starts repairing itself. You have to, every now and then, you have to be like, oh, and like find a little piece of glass on the ground and try to put it in the right place. But it does form up, and it seems to be working fine.
Oh, I was worried that would require something much more than that. Whew. That's a load off. Is there anyone that we're worried about at the moment that I'm not thinking of that Gerald would probably think to do a quick checkity check on? There's no who's not with us at the moment.
I mean, other than Jalira.
No, I feel
mean,
like
I'll-
she's cottoned onto our little trick. I don't think it'll
Hmm.
bode well for us if we keep trying that.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, what about Red Dragon dude? Not
Oh yeah,
Sean.
is
Yeah, Baba.
yeah. What's his name? Freaking
Yarig.
Yarig, thank you.
thank
I was
you.
like,
Yarig,
it's
Yarig
something
and
with a
River, I think,
Y.
should always be checked on.
I don't know
Yeah.
if River's gonna let you check on her, but alright.
Well, that's. I mean, that's.
You can
up to
try.
her. But those
She'd
are
let
the
Nana,
two
for
that are
sure.
still like because Yarig still hasn't arrived, right?
Correct.
Right. All
Yeah,
right.
And
Well,
River's
I'll,
still fucking around.
Just, I mean, and also just to make sure that it's actually still working, Gerald do a check in on them.
Yeah, you check in, and it does the same thing where it starts zooming in on constellations and stars, and eventually it zooms all the way into the desert. Shimmering sea. Or the scorching sea, as some call it. You can see Yarig's form. He's carrying a backpack. He's got his sword on his back. And he's just wading through the sand. He's just walking.
All right. Well, still alive at the moment.
Yeah.
And telescope working. Good.
As you lean back from the telescope, you hear a behind you. Standing in the middle of the room, looking at you, but also looking, almost like glancing at any open paperwork you have on any surface. You see the young man with a dark tanned skin and zebra pelt. What looks like a school uniform, but it's got that black and white dichotomy design.
Ah.
So you met Naira.
Oh yes. Also, could you? Never mind. I'll probably be spooked no matter what. Well, yes, Nera.
Well, wouldn't you rather be afraid by what you know rather than what you don't know?
Well, that's a
Ask
fraught
Gerald.
question, but I won't think about that too much right now. So yes, I did indeed. In fact, we technically knew each other in my younger days.
Oh. I have not come for a leisurely visit. And
Ah,
he doesn't really look at you, he's just looking around the room. You mentioned the wish last I saw you.
yes.
It is strange. That it worked. I have never heard of a wish so big and still doing as intended.
Well, I don't pretend to understand the spell. It's certainly not something I can personally cast, as you know.
Not many can. Not many have.
So I don't know what it's supposed to have been limited by, but I think maybe our need was just great enough in this circumstance.
Possible. But I also have theories.
I'd be interested to hear them.
I would like one of the wishes, Gerald, to research.
Oh? What for?
To know how it is that they are so potent. I feel it could be that they are fueled by regrets of someone who has passed, rather than just magic. Mortals have always been quite good at breaking limits.
I feel like that's kind of the purview of magic in the first place, is it not?
Yes, well, I'm talking more about in moments of dire need, mortals thrive. I do not care about the oncoming war, Gerald.
Well, fair enough, I guess.
But I would offer you something in return if you would give me one of the wishes.
A trade then, rather than a offering. What do you
Yes.
propose?
You started your journey thanks to a contract, and I am now bound by said contract in a way. So I felt it only fitting that I offer something as a patron of yours. You have
Oh,
learned
yes.
much on your own. What would you want? What is a wish worth to you?
That is a difficult question. What could anyone's wishes be? Can you price those?
But I'm asking you, what is your price for a wish?
Well, the one we used already was more of a present need that was beyond our capabilities. It was kind of I'd always thought of it as
You want more capabilities?
I'd always thought of it as a kind of a safety net, if you will.
You want to be safe?
Of course, that's that's most of the reason that I've continued to pursue all of this. It's for me and people I care about to ultimately be safe. I don't.
I can't save them all, Gerald. I can make you safe.
What do you mean?
I can make it so the next time you die, you don't.
I mean, I already have that kind of covered.
It is a
Wow, that's ballsy.
what you have is a pittance compared to what I'm offering. Imagine the moment you die, you feel the weakest, only to blink your eyes and feel at peak once more.
That, I mean, that does sound potent. What, as just an ongoing thing? Or what, I would never die? Is this a... I don't want to be
Well,
like Rudy.
no, just the one. I would deny death for you once.
Well, that does sound nice. But if you asked me at a different time, I think I would have taken you up on that in a heartbeat. But I've already died twice now, and my friends have been able to save me each time. And to say that I trust them with my life is kind of a moot statement at this point. I wouldn't have a life twice over if it weren't for them. So I don't know if I could. I don't know if it's a feasible trade to unilaterally take a wish from my friends just for another life that they've already given me twice over.
You consider the wish to be something for all, then?
I do. It's. I think that it's something that I don't think any one person deserves to own necessarily. I think, as far as what we
I
have.
wish to.
Sorry?
I wish to.
You wish
I
to?
want to hold that wish. I want to own it. I want to unravel it.
Oh, I absolutely understand the desire to know it and to understand it. That's, of course. But is perhaps I was mistaken. I thought that it was. I mean, obviously, you've told me last a previous time that this was not knowledge that you had, but I had assumed, perhaps mistakenly, that wishes were of an arcane nature rather than a divine one. And are you not the god of
They are
all arcane?
neither. Wishes are perfect form of a desire.
Oh,
Wishes do not have a category or a typing. Wishes are simply a wish, and all of them unique. No
I
one wish is like the other.
I would love to understand it just as you would.
Then I would share the knowledge with you if you gave me one. I will not pry, Gerald. I'm simply saying that I would be willing to give something in return.
Are you suggesting you would teach me such secrets were you to unravel them?
When I unravel them, I would share them with you.
Now that is interesting. If I were to trade a wish now for many wishes over time, that would help my friends greatly.
I cannot promise that I will be able to unravel it in time. It may take millennia.
I don't know if I'm going to be alive for millennia. I am but a human, after all.
Talk to your friends. Bring them my bargain. Think
All right.
on whether it has a cost or not.
I will most certainly think on it, Anethus. I would sorely love to be able to cast a wish of my own.
You do not cast a wish, you make one. Condense your desire into its purest form and set it free. And he just holds the hand up and blows on it, and his entire body turns into butterflies that vanish.
All right, that was very stylish. I'll give him that.
And that's where we're gonna end for today.
He actually took that out of Martin's book. Not that Martin, the other Martin. My Martin. Martin and Tara actually did the butterfly thing first. So.
I just said it to Cuddly in my chat, but like, Methus is supposed to be one of the safe ones. He's being very creepy. Very creepy.
I'm about to have such a big conversation with Kate.
It's sneaky.
I'm about to lay down the shit and be like, are you going to start manipulating me? Because you can just have this back.
He is big and neutral. He only cares about magic.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
I think
Kaden is actually good. So.
I think his creepiness only really comes from a place of like singular hyper focus.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He seems very ethereal because he just doesn't, like just said, he just does not care what's happening.
Yeah.
He's like
absolutely.
very, very tunnel vision on this magic.
He just wants to know the things.
He's the kind of kid who he knows what he wants, but he knows it's wrong to just take it.
So he does ask for it, but he might take it anyway if you say no.
No, he'll just keep upping the pot essentially.
It's like he strikes me as a lawful neutral type of deity, right?
I don't think he'll take it, but yeah, I think we'll it'll be interesting to see
or you and I are
far
gonna
it
have to
goes.
like contact our gods and be like, hey. So
I mean-
the other two have been called lately, and we just want to meet. We just want to talk.
I mean, all I have to
Pour
ask
one out
you
for
is
Caden.
Yeah.
You got him.
throw a bow in the
Draw a
sand.
little-
You
Draw
guys
a
are
little freaking arrow.
fine. No, it's not like
Kaden will be fine.
it's not like you've just been tasked to do the same deed that our big bad's doing. Yeah, it's not like that at all. You weren't just explicitly told to,
By
Arthur's
by your undead dommy mommy.
Yeah, no,
Just when
I
Rudy
feel
thought
like-
he found a new dummy undead mummy.
Good boy, Rudy. Good boy.
I mean, I know she just didn't give you her explicit number because she assumed you knew, but
Oh my
doesn't
gosh.
mean you can't like.
Oh,
Look,
I mean,
if you
she did the
want-
thing where she says call me,
yeah.
but she didn't give you the number.
Yeah.
And then Rudy
It's
remembered
a
he had.
treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Nana is resourceful, has tree stride, and animal messenger. You
We
just
can
tell
find-
that little pigeon what you wanted to say. It'll be fine.
We'll get there. We'll get there in the
You
end.
remember to chuck the pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
It was, hey,
Road
we've already
pigeon.
met lately, so maybe call me later.
Yeah, yeah.
You okay,
La-
or-
la-
I.
I'm
It
sorry.
was great.
No,
it
it
was
was
good,
a
it
very
good.
DMCA
La, la, la,
phrase.
That
la,
would get
la,
me.
la,
La 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 la. Ready
We will
for
pick it up when
bed.
you get to that. It's all right.
I was just like
Yeah.
secretly I was kind of happy that because in that moment, even though we didn't pass it along the inventories, in that particular moment, Rudy would have had the wish ring. So
Yes, correct.
there is no way. Like I was just internally going, okay, it's kind of good that Gerald doesn't have the ring, just in case Nethys was a little bit
I mean,
more
I'm
insistent.
sure he could just take it from Rudy, but yeah,
Probably,
it does put another
probably.
barrier
But
there.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was sort of like a maybe not with Urgathoa around though. Like if they were both kind of like around at the same time.
Oh yeah. Are all these gods just like over our shoulders going?
Yeah, at each other.
No, I feel like they're all in a room together, and they've just got lots of TV screens, and they can just change the channel, and it just switches to whoever they're looking at.
Someone's
next.
placing bets.
Yeah. Will Rudy crack first? No, it's gonna be Gerald. It's gonna be Gerald. Oh, but that Arthur, he's definitely the outlier in the race here. I reckon he could come through.
Yeah, but Arthur's a dark horse. He always
He-
pulls through.
Yes, baby.
You know,
When
he's-
you really need a hero, Arthur's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you need a hero, Arthur comes
But,
on his
yeah.
horse.
Don't come on your horse.
Oh,
That's animal
and with
cruelty.
that we should write out.
Wow. Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you've had a good time. I am Josie Poser. I've been running this game for coming up on 3 years. I am a mainly TTRPG streamer, but I do some other things as well. I'm gonna throw it over to the Wettest Orb.
I am the Wettest Orb. I play Arthur Orblet the Third. He's a Wood Elf Ranger Rogue, and at the moment he's just been listening, been very suspicious of vampire mummies.
Yeah.
And yeah, just that's about it. I'm gonna throw it over to the coffee dude.
That's me. I'm the
Yes.
coffee dude.
That's you.
He had to figure out who the hell.
I did
was
have
one
to
of
think
them.
about it for a
Now
second, but
coffee
it
and
is
brain.
no. I didn't actually have a coffee this afternoon, so that would explain a lot of things. Yeah, I know, right? Yes,
okay.
that's me. I'm actually named AussieDevFro here on Twitch, and I would normally say I'm a variety streamer, but at the moment I would say I am predominantly a
Life
Souls-like,
of P.
plus RPG streamer. And yeah, I play Rudy Magic Hands McGee, the party's Grave Domain Reborn cleric, who has got too many undead dummy mummies to choose from. On
what
that
a
note,
problem to have.
on that note, who's gonna solve the problem for me? Cuddly Raptor.
Oh, you think I'm gonna solve the problem for you? All right. Hi, I'm Cuddly Raptor. I like to play Nana Melavora, the little gnome granny druid, who is in everyone's business, so this is fair. Knows everyone's business, may fix everyone's business, but don't hold me to that. And I would like to throw it over to the guy who almost just got manipulated by a god. Hey!
I
Oh, I'm not supposed
don't
to
know
point.
which one of us you're talking to.
It's you! It's you!
I was like, Ozzy's already gone. Like,
Oh yeah, no, he's too
Gone
far
as in
gone.
I've done my outro, or gone as in he's long gone. He's been gone
Oh.
for episodes and months. Or...
yes.
Yes.
No,
Bye.
I am colloquially known as Roju. You will find me on my channel rarely participation award, and but here you can call me Gerald, the warlock slash sorcerer, though he is known as Gerald the Wizard, not in fact a wizard. And he's just a human, just a regular human.
He's just a human.
He's
Just a regular-
just a guy.
Just again.
Is he human or is he a dancer? That's the question.
With-
You know, I think Gerald would actually be a fantastic dancer given his
I think he would.
charisma.
And with that
Yeah.
cloak as well that he has now? The
Like,
robe,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I imagine it would be something akin to the Napoleon Dynamite dance scene, but like that kind of charisma, you know, like really
yeah,
gangly
like
and
everyone would
awkward,
love
like,
it.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's bringing it. You know?
I think so. I think so.
Ugh.
Perfect.
And I've
But
finally finished marking all the all the spells that we're gonna be.
well, we're gonna have a lot to talk about off camera. But it's been
Telepathic
great
on.
having you all. It's been great having you all. It's been a
Mhm,
great session. Lots of lore again, but this tends to happen near the end of things. Is usually when threads get tied up. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
So we'll
exposition has to happen.
It has to happen at some point or other.
I love
We will see you all next time. But I'm wondering, Cuddly, where are we going?
Got a couple options for you. But
Couple options.
yeah, a couple options.
Tell us about these options, Cuddly.
How would you? How are we feeling about Spider-Man? Because there's lots of fighting, and we didn't get to do any today.
I
You know,
do like the
Let's
idea
love
of
know,
Spider-Man.
maybe.
Yeah.
I do like
Spider-Man is
Spider-Man,
nice.
Yeah.
and the person is in costume, so I thought it kind of goes
Oh
along.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
they've got
Do
they've got
this?
an MJ cosplay.
You
This
should
is
have-
Stack Gemma.
Do
Yeah,
this?
Stack
Yeah,
Gemma.
Stack Gemma is
Yeah.
doing her
Yes,
first
yeah.
playthrough of Spider-Man 2. I don't really know much about the story, but she just had a great little fight because I've been watching for a little bit going, don't go offline, don't go offline. Because I actually had 3, and now she's the only one. So when I was like, I have a couple options, but I flipped back and
I
then I
mean,
was
there
like,
can
oh
be
shit.
only one, so it
There
you
works
go.
out.
You know what?
Yeah.
It sounds wonderful. We're gonna bring everyone over there. We're gonna have a great time.
Yep.
We've loved having you all here, and we will see you all next time to see what the party's up to. We'll see if Josie has the energy to actually plan out a circus performance or not.